Why are there so many of you so early when it's a cringe moment? I hate this. Come listen to everybody, this is Kaika Hana, here to destroy any semblance of my dignity that still exists. Hi Fiend! Hi Jorge, hello Welfor, hello Aki, and hello Ruby. Why are there so many of you when it's a cringe? Not even they Oh my god, what has Philosopher once said? I am cringe, but I am free! I am cringe, but I am free. I like that. Okay, hang on. Let me just... Everyone hear me okay? I have my microphone in a slightly different position than usual today. So I just want to make sure that it's okay. If it sounds a little off, I'll try to adjust it a little bit. Just let me know. Let me attempt some things. Cringe is the ultimate weapon against a cyber beam. I mean, you're not wrong. Okay, wait. I just need to... Ooh. Is this better? I think it'd be better if I do this. And then I... tighten that screw. Move this like this. Okay, now it's a little too much in my face. Hang on. There? I think this is probably... Ow! Okay, pop filter. Come back. There. I think this should do the trick. Oh god. I really should sleep now so I can go to the Independence Day celebrations later, so only stay for a bit. Oh, that makes sense. That makes sense. Oh yeah, happy 4th of July to all of y'all on the freedom side. It's not Independence Day for us here. That ours is in June. But happy Independence Day to the freedom folks. Yeah. So here we are. I am about to destroy every semblance of my dignity with this one stream. Then again, I'm a VTuber. What is dignity? So, to make things better, I guess. So first things first. This is... Hang on. Are? Why is it... Are? What the... This one, this one, okay. There. Okay, so, the fanfic that we will be reading today... Oh god. I found a house... Hey! Nice! Oh my god! Congrats, Fiend! Yay! I don't know if you were here last time, but I also said that I finally got a job! I have been actually working, the whole day today to, like, do my requirements to get my job requirement shit done. I got, like, an x-ray and stuff a while ago to prove that I am in good health. And yes. Hi, Ruby! Okay, so, this fanfic is, a fanfic of Hellgirl, otherwise known as Jigoku Shoujo. Thank you! So yeah, this is a fanfic about Hellgirl, Jigoku Shoujo. So just to, just in case you don't know the premise of the anime, I'm just gonna give like a quick background of it. I did write this anime before the 3rd and 4th seasons came out. I was really obsessed with this anime when I was in high school. And even in like late grade school. And yeah, so, I was really obsessed with this. I super love the 1st and 2nd seasons. I haven't finished season 3 and 4. Not because I don't like where it went, but just because the ADHD won't let me. But yeah, so yeah, this is a Hellgirl fanfic. Hellgirl, if you do not know, so the premise of the anime is that in this version of the world, how do I call this? If you have a huge grudge on somebody, there's this special website that only works at exactly 12 midnight, and it's called the Hotline to Hell. When one person is cursed, two graves are dug, yes. So yeah, so it's called the Hotline to Hell, and if you have a really huge grudge on somebody, you have to access the website at exactly 12 midnight, and put in the name of the person that you want to exact your vengeance on. And then, I think I read the wiki summary for the finale, I can't remember. Yeah, no, I definitely want to rewatch it now that I'm older and stuff. And like, I don't like horror in the sense of jump scares, but I do appreciate the right amount of creepy, which I think Hellgirl is. Speaking of, I'm gonna change the music a little for now because I have some of the soundtrack of Hellgirl in here. So let's play some Hellgirl music. Oh my god, yes, perfect. Okay, so I'm gonna keep that looping for the meantime. Yes, we will leave that there to loop for now. Okay, there. Oh shoot, is my desktop audio on? Yes? Okay, good. Personally not my cup of tea because it was too formulaic initially. That makes sense. I think it's because, you know, I'm how many years younger than you, so it was always just like, oh, I wonder what's the story this time, and all that stuff. So, I don't know how much they might have changed in season 3 and 4, because, like, I haven't actually finished season 3 and 4 yet. But anyway, point is, so there's this website called the Hotline to Hell. You access it if you have a grudge against somebody, you have to access it at midnight, and you can put in the name of the person that you want to revenge on, take your vengeance on. And yeah, the anime series Jigoku Shoujo is known in English-speaking countries as Hellgirl, or sometimes as Jigoku Shoujo Girl from Hell. The story of the anime has a recurring theme of injustice, hatred, suffering, and revenge. Elements like violence, harsh language, trickery, blackmail, animal cruelty, torture, insanity, twisted and complex human emotions, and such are common elements of the series. It currently consists of 4 seasons with 26 episodes each, with the exception of the 4th, which contains 12 episodes. Oh, I didn't know that. First season is known as Hellgirl, the second season is known as Hellgirl 2 Mirrors, the third season is known as Hellgirl 3 Vessels, and the fourth season is known as Hellgirl 4th Twilight. So, for the context of this specific fanfic, it only goes up to the second season. So, anything that happened in season 3 and 4 did not exist yet in this version of the story. Yes. And then, so just the main characters that you need to know. So of course, first and foremost is Ai Enma. She is the Hell Girl. This is the girl who shows up. Oh my gosh, it's such a tiny picture. This is the girl who shows up when you contact the Hotline to Hell. She usually appears in this black seifuku when you're just asking her for help. And then she appears in this kimono when she's actually, you know, bringing someone to hell. So quick context, if you make a contract with her, she gives you a straw doll, and the straw doll is one of her companions, one of her helpers. So she has 3 helpers, at least in this part of the timeline. She has 3 helpers. We have one Yudo, this old man, why is it like that? Anyway, this old man, this is one Yudo, and then we have Ichimoku-ren. He is the spirit of a sword. And then we have Honeona, which, you know, it means bone woman, like skeleton woman. This kid is not part of this story because he came in season 3. So he's not part of this. But she is. So this is Kikuri. She is not a helper in the sense of one of the people who becomes a straw doll. She's just there. She's a strange little child. So yeah, so when you make a contract with her, one of these 3 will turn into a straw doll, and then whoever asked to, you know, exact their vengeance holds onto the straw doll, and the straw doll will have this red ribbon tied around its neck. And so Enma, Hellgirl, will warn you that if you pull the string, it will bring the person that you want to exact your vengeance on straight to hell. But when one person is cursed, 2 graves are dug. So after your body dies, you also go to hell. But it's only after your natural death. So it's just like, you can immediately kill and send somebody you hate to hell, but you will also go to hell whenever your natural death is. So yes. I saw several BL doujin of this anime. Oh my god. Play the Bibu brain rot song for— No! Oh gosh. So yeah. So, for the sake of this story, I never remember what the so yeah, let's just go through this very quickly. So, Ai Enma, personality, little is known about her personality, but it's revealed that she was buried alive. And she only had one friend in the end, who in the end caused her more emotional damage. Outwardly, she's very stoic and introverted, very expressionless, and kind of unfeeling kind of thing. And then, one Yudo can turn into a carriage. or anything with wheels except for a car. And yeah, he usually becomes like this really scary face on the side of the carriage and stuff. So Ichimoku Ren, he is probably the main character of this fanfic. He is the spirit of a sword. Yeah, he often comes off as being kind. He has a certain sadism when it comes to creating the illusions seen when someone is being sent to hell. Tends to be a bit selfish, doesn't mind being alone. He's rarely seen without some form of a smile on his face. Yeah, he's let me just say this right now. Like, the reason why this fanfic was even created. Yeah, it's one of those overcomplicated anime universes. I mean, this is from the early 2000s. It kind of makes sense. I had a huge crush on this guy, and that is why this fanfic exists, okay. We have Honeona. She can, like, turn parts of her into look like into a skeleton. Because Honeona actually means, like, bone lady, bone woman. Yeah, bone woman there. Literally meaning bone woman. So yeah. She can expose the bones in her body to, like, scare the people and stuff like that. And then Hikari is this little girl who just freely wanders about, and sometimes she interferes with whatever's going on, and she's, like, kind of creepy and really, really, really childish. So yes, those are the main characters, and the very most main character for this story is Ichimoku Ren. And, oh god. Okay, here we go. This is Light in the Dark by Kaika Hana. This is before this version of me existed. This is how I represented myself online. It's basically Nishiki no Maki from Love Live, but not. Oh god, this is so cringe. And yes, to show to you all that I am not skimping or skipping any of the juicy things, I am showing you the screen to prove to you that I am 100% reading everything that is on here. Oh god, this is gonna be so bad. So, it's Ren X, an original character. Love the summary goes. You know what? I'm gonna dark mode this. It's hurting my eyes. There we go. The summary says, love is found in some of the strangest places, and love can also light the path of one who has been walking in the dark. Finally complete. Thank you for your support. This is a 12-chapter story, 18,000 words. My most popular story on fanfiction.net. Oh my god. This started publishing in 2009 and was finished in 2011. God. And oh god. This is 15 years old, okay? The purple hair stays. No, look, I had red hair in my old version and purple eyes. It kind of just switched around. Oh my god, this is gonna be so bad. Okay, hang on. I just need to go through the music real quick just to remember which one's which. Okay, that one's that one. Ah, I love that one. Okay. Yep, I love that one. Yeah. That's the happy one. That's the sad one. Oh my gosh, I love this one. Yeah. Oh my god, I love this one. Anyway. So, to set the mood, I have to go with something a little more... Okay, I think I'll go with Isaste. Okay. Author note. This will be quite a long story, I think. Fuck me. This is before I learned how to speak Japanese properly, and I was just a little baby weeb, and I was actually inserting Japanese words into the story, and I didn't actually know how Japanese culture worked yet at the time. Because who fucking drives a sports car? What kind of normal college girl drives a red sports car in Tokyo to go to college? Okay. Here we go. Lie in the dark. Prologue.
Ah! I'm gonna be late!
Shouted a 19-year-old girl on her way to school. Since she was in college, she was wearing a casual outfit. A simple white shirt, jeans, and blue sandals. Her long brown hair was tied in a half ponytail. Her lavender eyes focused on the road as she drove at top speed in her red sports car. Who the fuck drives a red sports car in Tokyo as a normal college student? Okay, sorry, I'm gonna end up, like, cutting myself off so many times here because it's so fucking cringe to me now. I don't think I'm an amazing writer, but I'm definitely not this bad anymore. I swear I feel like I'm at least a decent writer now, and I have considered rewriting this with actual sense. Anyway. Yes, my rich OC driving a Ferrari, exactly. Remember, this was published in 2009. She turned a sharp curve and saw a small boy run to the middle of the road to pick up his toy. By the time the situation had finally settled in her mind and she hit the brakes, it was too late. The tires screeched and left skid marks on the road. The marks ended at a pool of blood around the boy's body. The second-year college student hurriedly got out of the car to run to the boy, and there she met with a girl, her age, who seemed to be the boy's sister. Said girl looked up, tears running down her face and a scowl forming on her lips. Okay, so I need to make up character voices for these guys. Okay, so main character is,
I'm gonna be late!
And this is the other one. Like, okay, I'll give this one a bit more of a lower voice, okay. Yamaoka-san, you of all people. How could you do this to him? The sister screamed. She was in shock and agony. Not only did she see the accident before her own eyes, her classmate was the one who committed it.
Hiraga-san, gomenasai, I didn't,
She was at a loss for words.
This is so cringe!
You don't have to say a word, Hiraga said, with her head hanging low.
Come on, we can bring him to a hospital,
she said, trying to make up for what she did. Don't bother, she said coldly. His heart stopped beating and I can't feel his pulse. He's dead.
I can't believe she just didn't. Why did she just give up? Like, would you even? This is your baby brother. Wouldn't you at least try to bring him to the hospital and save him or something?
Tears continued to flow down her cheeks and onto the ground. Wait, oh my god, I need to put my water bottle. Oh my god, this is so bad.
Nani? Are you sure? Gomenasai.
It's so cringe! Although it was an accident, she couldn't help feeling guilty. Obviously you feel guilty! You killed a child! Oh my god. A solemn silence surrounded them. People stopped to stare at the scene, but not for long since each person was busy with their own business. Okay, this one, at first when I wrote that line, I felt like, wow, these people are so cold. But after getting to live in Japan for a year and a half, honestly, it might have actually, that might actually happen. People are prettier. Anyway.
Sumimasen, Hiraga-san. But what are we gonna do now?
We? Oh no. You go to school. I need to take care of his wake and funeral, I guess. I'm here for some feet literature! Oh, why are there more of you? Hello, Paul. Hi, Father! She sighed as she picked up the 6-year-old's body and stood up. Tell Nakagawa-san what happened while you're there, she said before disappearing into the crowd, leaving Yamaoka alone, speechless. She got up with her head hanging and stepped into her car.
I could still make it to school on time if...
Oh, who am I kidding? She said to herself. Okay, number 2. What? You got into a vehicular accident. You can't just drive away, okay? You can't just get back into the car and continue on your merry way. There's police reports and shit for this. No! This is the prologue. You haven't missed much, and it's just me, like, explaining the base lore of Hellgirl. Since this is a Hellgirl fanfic. Hiraga residence.
Yokun, I'm so sorry.
The 19-year-old cried into her pillow, with her blue shirt and white pants ruffled. I hate the way I described my character's appearances, good god. Yes, no, current Hana could definitely write this much better. This was published in 2009, okay? Her short black hair was a complete mess on the pillow, and her dark green eyes were filled with tears. I will avenge you, Yokun. I promise. She said through her tears as she sat up. You will pay for this. Yamaoka Masame. To be continued. Punctuality is her prio. Pretty sure Hana is 25 in 2000. No! Wow, I'm not that old! 2009 was 15 years ago. How dare you?
Other note, review, please! Oh, and if you think you know what's gonna happen next, tell me in the review. Not to be mean, but I bet it'll be wrong.
Oh my god. I hate this. Okay. Yes, I'm human. Get me in here. Chapter 1. Okay, I have to change the song into something a little happier. So let's go with this one. Sometime after the accident. Yamaoka residence.
I'm home!
Masame said as she shut the door. Wait, surely there's some music we can play. I am playing music! It's the actual, like, soundtrack from Jigoku Shoujo. No! Okay, I'll just put it there. Very minimal. Okay. Welcome home, dear. Her mom smiled as she met her at the entrance. You ain't hearing shit? Well, I mean, it says it's picking up my desktop audio. Hang on. How's that? Is that better? I'm just worried about copyright and stuff. Excuse me. There. Can you guys hear the background music now? Alright, that's good enough. Like, I don't want it to be too loud. Like, you know, just enough. But if it's still too soft, just let me know. Anyway.
Netom, play with me!
Her 10-year-old brother Daichi said with eagerness. His blue eyes showed his excitement, while his short, brown, messy hair showed just how active he was. I hate the way I described characters. Oh my god. Daichi-kun, please go fix your hair, his mother requested.
Oka-san!
He groaned.
Come on, Bozu, go fix your hair.
Nagame, their 15-year-old sister, said. She was still in her uniform, and her shoulder-length brown hair was neatly fixed in a headband.
Will you play with me? Will you play with me too?
He looked at her hopefully. If you go fix your hair. Come on, she laughed. I guess I'll go with them, Masame told her mother. Daichi's room.
Why do I have to fix my hair anyway? It's just gonna get messy again.
He whined as Nagame combed it. Because Oka-san said so, Chikun. Masame giggled. Alright, we're done. Nagame grinned, proud of how she was able to tame the unruly mess of chocolate brown hair.
So we can play now?
He jumped in excitement. Hi, Bozu. Oh my god, I hate this. I hate the way
Hi, Bozu.
So, what would you like to play? Nagame smiled. A few hours later.
I'm tired,
Nagame said as she fell on the bed. The strings are giving Bridgerton ladies.
Me too,
Masame sighed and sat down next to her sister.
Aw, already? But I want to play some more!
Daichi jumped onto the bed. No more! Nagame said through her laughs. Kids, it's time no, it's the father. Kids, it's time for dinner! They suddenly heard their father shout.
Otosan's home!
Daichi said, and he disappeared in an instant. Well, let's go eat. I'm starving. Masame helped her little sister up. Yep, it was a regular day at the Yamaoka residence. At least, until... Okay, I need to change the music now. Oh god. Which one's the bad music? Is it this one? That could be one. No, I want the other one. Which music am I going for here? This one. Okay. At least until... late that night. Masame could faintly hear. Are there any trigger warnings I should know about? Death. Violence. Some bits of bodily horror. Nothing too grotesque. But, yeah. Cursing. Cursing from me. Neta! It was getting clearer. Is cringe a trigger warning? This whole thing is a trigger warning if cringe is a trigger warning. Neta, wake up! Nagame shook her sleepy sister. What? What's wrong? Masame groggily sat up. Fire! She was obviously terrified. What? She rubbed her eyes, unaware of what Nagame was trying to tell her. What? Our house is on fire! She said, shaking her shoulders. What? That shocked her wide awake. Come on, we gotta get out of here! Kasa, Tosan, and Buzz are all in the kitchen. Come on! She frantically pulled her sister as a signal for Masame to follow her. I don't get triggered by cringe anymore. Exposure therapy! No. They made it to the kitchen where their father was trying to open the door. Tosan, what's gonna happen to us? Daichi cried. I don't know, son. He said, giving up on the doorknob. Have you tried every exit there is? Their mother said. I have. It's no use. We're trapped in here. Phones are dead and the windows are stuck, so we can't call for help either. He sighed and slumped down onto the floor. Otosan. Masame went over to hug her father. Is there really no hope of escaping, Okasan? Nagame started sobbing as well. I don't know, she replied before the thick black smoke got her to start coughing. Okasan! Daichi hugged her. Present Kaika cringing at past Kaika's brainchildren is entertaining. I hate to say that this is my most popular old fanfic, at least from here, because when I moved now to AO3, and I published that Tekken story, and now my Tekken story is the most popular fanfic I've ever written. But if we're just talking about the old fanfic days, this is the most popular one I had. Oh god. It's also one of the few I actually fucking finished. I'm sorry. You know that I was always quite weak, didn't you? Her knees started wobbling and she fell to the floor, still in a coughing fit. Turns out all people in 2009 have that! The fires grew larger and larger, while the smoke got darker and thicker. Some neighbors tried to contact the fire department, but the Yamaoka family was still stuck inside. The house started to collapse. They were going to get crushed under their own home for sure. How much time has passed? How long can we still keep this up? Masame thought as she fell to the floor. Otosan, Okasan, she murmured. We're here. They were getting weaker. Mechan, Jigen, One-chan. All of them were scattered on the floor of the burning mahogany entrance hall. I did it. Those were the last words she was able to utter before everything had blacked out. Why do I keep putting random Japanese? She stirred. So weeb. It's so disgustingly weeb, honestly. She's waking up. She could hear unfamiliar voices. Where? She struggled to open her eyes. She was surrounded by many faces, and through them she only saw one she recognized. Michino Neto. Her voice was weak and hoarse. Masame-chan! She cried out and went over to hug her best friend, whom she called her little sister. Where am I? Shit. Oh, that's not I. That's not I yet. Oh, the AI was not. Oni-chan, we all randomly say Japanese words. It's very kawaii. I hate this. You're in the hospital, Masame-chan. You've been asleep for over a month now. She sighed. A month? Was I in a coma? She asked, eyes still half closed. Yes. We were afraid that you were never going to wake up, to tell you the truth, she said with a shaky voice. Ne-chan, did you come here often in that month? Masame sat up. Every day. I didn't want my best friend to wake up without me there to greet her. She smiled. Arigato, one-chan. Why is my face getting all tingly? Ugh. Is my face having an allergic reaction to this? It's like I have pins and needles all around my jaw right now. It's so weird. Masame-chan, tell me, what's the last thing you can remember? She said, and suddenly gasped at the image that appeared before her. I think it's a sign of a stroke. Oh, no! Don't say that! Nag-stream na ako po. Nag-streaming na ako. Magpahinga ka lang dyan. Okay lang pa. Matulog ka lang dyan. Wait. I guess I should turn on the reverb for the flashback scenes, right? To make the mood work even more. Writer is ahead of her time. Reverb. The memory caused her tears to suddenly flow. Masame-chan! Michino went over to comfort her younger friend. This is so cringe, I know! Okasan, Otosan, Ne-chan, Jiku. Her eyes dilated and she started to tremble. Where? She continued to shake, hesitating to ask the question that could make or break her. Where are they? She screamed at the doctors. Masame-chan. Tears started to well in Michino's eyes as well. Ne-chan? Where are they? Masame-chan. Her tears flowed down her cheeks as she hugged Masame. What's going on? Masame-chan. They're gone, she finally said. No! No! To be continued. So bad! I hate this. Chapter 1, Lost. Yeah. Yes, it's me for real now. Chapter 2, Home. Author's note. When it comes to the things that I says, I made it a mix of the Japanese version and the English dub that I watched on TV on Animax. Not the official American dub, but the Animax version. So some things may not sound right, but that's how the dub version is like, and, well, since it's the one I usually watch, it's the one I memorized. Live with it. Please. It's like every typical drama scene in an hospital. This fanfic is brought to you by Animax. I'm dying. Okay. Chapter 2. Home. Masame's... Wait, do I what's the right music for this? I think Shoujo Pura. No, not this one. Let's go with Shibai, maybe? Yes, okay, Shibai is the better background music for this. Skip ad! I had nowhere to go. My house was destroyed. I can't stay at Michino Ne-chan's place either. Their family's already packed in their house, and I couldn't bear burdening them further. So until I find a place of my own, I'm staying at the hospital. The doctors insisted. All my clothes were destroyed as well, but Ne-chan was kind enough to give me some of hers. I still can't believe
that I'm alone, though. Both my parents were only children, and my grandparents are dead too. I have Ne-chan, but we aren't actually related. So, I'm the last Yamaoka alive then. The day I woke up, Michino Ne-chan went with me to the cemetery. 4 graves stood there, side by side. I wondered, why didn't I die? Why leave me to suffer all of this? Why? Why did they leave me behind?
Wait, I need to put on the sad face.
Why did they leave me behind? Wait, it doesn't fit. We all suffer the same damage. Why didn't I die? This was no accident at all. It was planned from the very beginning. But who did it? I'm jumping to conclusions again. Before I go accusing people, I gotta make sure my hunch is right. I went to the hospital and asked about the rest of my family. I looked at their autopsies and there was. They were poisoned. Someone poisoned them. But how? And when? Maybe One-chan can help me.
Wait, oh my god, I'm actually getting lightheaded. Wait, I think I need to turn off the ring light. That's like, oh my god. Am I getting too photosensitive with the ring light? I'm not so sure. Let me just, wow. Why does my head feel so weird? Is it because I woke up so early? I was awake at like 8 AM to do all of my work shit. Yeah, no, I hope you were joking. Like, yeah, it feels like my whole head has pins and needles. It's kind of weird. But I'm pretty sure I'm not drooping. Let me raise my arms. Okay, yeah, my arms are raising properly. And I'm not slurring, so I don't think it's an actual stroke. Okay. Where am I?
I went straight to One-chan's place and told her what I thought was going on. Well, who do you think could have done it then? She wondered. That's the thing. I need your help so I can find out who killed them, I said with determination. Well, does your dad have any enemies? She asked. Not that I know of. How about your mom? No, she's way too nice. Nagame-chan? If she had any enemies, they'd be her age. I doubt that a 15-year-old could do something like that. Daichi-kun? He's Mr. Popular in his class. Well then, that only leaves one person. She stared at me intensely. Me? Who else could it be? Her long chocolate brown curls covered her auburn eyes. I was speechless. Well, do you have any enemies? Think hard now. She was actually serious about this. I can't believe it! I thought long and hard. Was there anyone that I wasn't in good terms with? That's when it hit me. Hiraga-san. Hiraga-san. Hiraga-san? You mean your classmate? Michino's jaw dropped. I can't think of anyone else. I sighed. But why would she? Michino-ne-chan looked pensive. Do you recall the accident I was involved in? The one with the Hiraga boy? Oh god. Hiraga. She's related to him, isn't she? He's her little brother, in fact. And I can't think of anyone else who would have a grudge on me. Then it must be her. But we should confront her. Just in case. Her voice shook.
This makes no sense, honestly. Like, if you had a feeling that somebody who hates you just killed your entire family, why would you go and talk to them? There's no logic in this story, okay? What's this called? Where am I?
We went over to Hiraga-san's place. She came out and...
Psst. Excuse me. May microphone pa dito. What's this called? Okay, wait. I think I need to. I turned off my brain a long time ago. I think I need to change the music in this one. Let's go with here. Okay. Oh, so you've woken up then? So, how does it feel to lose your family, huh? She just smirked. That heartless bitch. So you did do it! I was ready to punch her straight in the face, but Nechan held me back. And so what if I did? You deserved it! After you killed my brother. Yokun. Her ice blue eyes were piercing right into my soul. That's what happens when you mess with me. She gave me a mocking smile. And don't bother trying to turn me in. You have no proof on me. At all. She flipped her short black hair and walked back into her house. You heartless Kusaka! Shimata! Why did you stop me, Nechan? I was in rage. There are more ways to resolve this, you know. She sighed. I couldn't answer her. I might say something I'd regret. Later on that day, I was waiting for the bus that would bring me back to my temporary home. That means she lost. I just realized that means she lost her sports car too. That's when I heard two high school students talking. Hey, have you heard about the hotline to hell? The first one said. You mean the one that gets revenge for you? The second one answered. Yeah, that one! They say if you go there at midnight, the hell girl will take revenge for you. Scary! That's when the bus arrived and everyone got on. Just got back. What chapter are we on? I forgot I had a scheduled Discord call. This is chapter 2. Technically 3 because of the prologue, but yeah. Prologue plus 2. The hotline to hell, huh? Okay. Okay, I have to play the proper song. Jigoku Tsushin. 11:59 p.m. How old are the mean people anyway? 19. Just 19. This makes no sense! This makes no sense! I'll speed read everything, catch up on chapter 2. Oh god. Just one more minute. Will this really work? 12 a.m. There! Click! The page turned black. I thought it was just an error, but then a flame appeared in the middle, and an empty taskbar appeared with a sentence written on top. I will deliver your vengeance, it read. Wait, I'm pretty sure there's like a hotline to hell site. There, Jigoku Shushin. It's supposed to look something like that. There. It looks like that. It's a black flame. And there's a flame, and then Anata no urayami kurashimasu. I will deliver your vengeance. And then you put the name there, and then you send it. And then I'm not gonna actually do it, but I'm just showing you what it looks like. Just for the sake. There's only one way to see if this is real. Hiragatsune. I remember accessing this in my bag, and I'm 31. Put a viewer's name there. No! Dude, I tried accessing it too. I don't remember. It's Jeffrey. Okay. I clicked enter, and suddenly, I wasn't in the hospital room anymore. I wonder if I can... I'm pretty sure there should be, like, pictures of the... Eternal Twilight. Here we go. Pictures? There. Oh wait, no, this is the Eternal Twilight. That's not the one I'm looking for. Hell Girl Tree. There. You end up here. You end up here in this eerie thing, and then I is going to be standing over there, and you end up meeting her there. So yeah. Okay. An eternal sunset Wait, sorry. I'm supposed to be talking as Masane.
An eternal sunset glowed over the horizon. The reds and oranges blended in perfect harmony up in the sky. And there in front of me was the shadow of a large tree and figures of people. I went closer and saw 4 of them there. An old man with a traditional styled kimono, a hat and a red scarf. A beautiful woman with a blue kimono and a big red sash tied around her waist. Wait, a red sash? Is she a prostitute? Well, anyway, there was a young man with a casual outfit and his hair covered one of his eyes. And there was a young girl there. She looked like she was about 13 years old. She was wearing a black sailor uniform with a red tie. Her crimson eyes contrasted her pale face, and her long black hair cascaded behind her. Are you Jigoku Shoujo? I asked, still amazed that it wasn't just a myth. I am Enma Ai. Her voice was emotionless and airy. Wanyudo, she said without turning back.
Hi, Ojo.
The old man replied and threw his scarf around his neck. A moment later, he turned into a black straw doll with a red string on it.
The random Japanese again. I know!
This is for you.
Oh, wait. I voice.
This is for you, she said, holding out the doll. If you truly wish to eliminate the person tormenting you, then you must untie that red string. Once you remove it, you will enter into an official contract with me. The one you seek to take revenge on will immediately be taken to hell. She explained as I took the doll into my hands.
The fact they randomly say hi and other Japanese words make them sound like I am Ronaldo. I am Ronaldo McDonaldo.
This sounds too good to be true. There's a catch, isn't there? My hands were shaking involuntarily as I spoke. She nodded. When one is cursed, 2 graves are dug. And after your body dies, your soul will be taken to hell as well. Your soul will wander in pain and suffering for all eternity, never knowing what paradise is like. The thought made me tremble. If I went to hell, I would never see my family again. But if I don't do this, Hiraga will get away with what she did. I can't think straight.
We need an IRB.
That's only after you die, though. She added, was it supposed to comfort me? Can I think about it? I don't have to pull the string right now, do I? She shook her head, and suddenly I was back at the hospital. The rest is for you to decide, I heard her say.
Okay, now we're changing the... no, not that one. Nah. I think this would be a good... Again, no, it's not Yuri. It's straight. It's a very straight fanfic. Okay.
I went to school again for the first time since I woke up the next day. Everyone crowded me and asked me so many questions. Guess we made the headlines then. I went to class and apologized to my teacher for being away so long. She told me that I wasn't at fault, and that she'd give me makeup lessons. Nakagawa-sensei's nice. I made my way to my seat. Thankfully, it's far away from Hiraga-san's seat. During lunch break, I sat under my favorite tree in the field and ate alone there. A young man came up to me. He was wearing a long-sleeved yellow shirt and an orange vest. He had jeans, sneakers, and he wore red glasses. His black hair covered one of his eyes. I feel like I've seen him before, but where?
Hey, you're Yamaoka Masame, right?
He asked. Yes. And you are?
Ichimoku-ren. I'm in my 3rd year of culinary arts.
He smiled. I'm in my 2nd year of animation. I smiled.
Surprisingly, cringe is making me sleepy. It's actually not too cringe. I have a much cringier fanfic than this one, but I never finished it. So I felt like that would be unfair. I could, if I finish this fast enough, I can show a glimpse of that other one. That one's much worse. But yeah. Mind if I sit here?
He pointed to the spot next to me. Please, go ahead.
So, what are you having? This doesn't feel right. I don't feel like this is the right voice for it. Before it's a self-insert. You read the no! That's the one! That's the really bad one. That's the really, 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 really bad one. Paul, no! No! Is it a self-insert? Somewhat. Shut up! No! Shut up! No! That one's a lot worse, I know. That one's a lot worse. If we finish this fast enough, I will show the Mega Man one. No, it's not a Mega Man Zero Yaoi fanfic. I would though, but that one isn't. Anyway. So, what are you having?
He asked while opening his own bento box. Nothing much. Just some fried fish and rice.
Did you cook it yourself?
No. The hospital I'm staying at gave me this.
Ah, I see.
He didn't ask about the hospital, so he must know about what happened to me. So, tell me about yourself, I said. I was curious about why he was here talking to me. Was it because of what happened?
Well, what do you want to know?
We talked for the whole lunch period. He seemed like a really nice guy. I was about to go back to class when he called my attention.
What time does your class end? I feel like this is kind of wrong. I lightly graze my robotic lips onto zero. No! Fuck yeah! Oh my god. What's this called? Okay, you know what? I'll tell you something. I have written yaoi fanfics, but they are not on the Kaika account. They are on a separate account. What time does your class end?
He asked. Around 4.
I'll meet you outside your classroom.
He smiled. Alright. See you later. I didn't protest. He was nice, and I would be glad to have a friend at the same school. It's not that I don't have friends, but they all study in other places. After class.
Yama-san.
He tapped my shoulder. I told him to call me that since Yamaoka was quite long, and I in turn called him Moku-san.
You know, that right there, that is false. It doesn't matter how long the name is. If you're not close friends, you use the whole name. Stupid weeb child, God. What? Okay. I'm gonna change the music into something a little bit happier. Was this one happy? No, that's good. Yeah, let's go with this one. So, shall we go?
He reached his hand out. I took his hand and we left. For some reason, it didn't feel weird to me that we were. Does it feel weird that we were acting so close?
Yes, it is. You mean it didn't feel weird to you? You have a bucket nearby just in case you actually be. No. So, you're staying at the hospital for now?
He asked. Yeah. I'd stay at one of my friends' houses, but I wouldn't want to bother them. I answered.
Well, I know we just met, but why don't you stay at my place?
What? Oh gosh, am I blushing?
I'm serious. I live alone and we go to the same school. There's a spare room you could use, too.
He really meant it. Wait, you live alone? So where do you get money?
I have a part-time job at a nearby restaurant.
He smiled. This could work. But still, it's quite embarrassing.
Well, of course, that's for you to decide.
He smiled and patted my head.
I feel like I'm not doing this voice justice. I'm not doing his voice justice. We are going to find a random clip of Ichimoku-ren. I like these. Ichimoku-ren. Hell girl. Okay, hang on. I just need to remember what his voice sounds like. Where is he? There he is! That's his voice, that's his voice.
大丈夫かい、涼子さん。契約は結ばれたよ。胸元を見てごらん。
That's the mark when you've made the deal.
契約の刻印。
Wait.
涼子さん。大丈夫かい、涼子さん。
Okay, it's gonna be kind of hard for me to copy his voice, but anyway, that's what his voice sounds like. So that's what he's supposed to sound like. It's always on the chest, male or female. It's always on the chest. Let's see.
Oh, alright. You win. At least you can cook. Now I won't have to deal with hospital food every day. I laugh.
Ichimoku-ren, chef in training, is at your service.
He winked. I wonder, is it wrong to be doing this? I just met this guy, yet I'm going to live with him. Maybe I should just think of it as roommates. There's nothing wrong with that, right? We went to the hospital to get my minimal stuff, and then we went to Mokusan's home. It was a cozy little home, fit for a person like him. The guest room was cute too, so I had no complaints. I think maybe I could get used to this.
Fuckboy Hana, yes. I will admit, I have been thinking about doing a stream someday where I let male Kaika take over. His name is Kaito Hana. I already actually made like an image for him and everything. Wait. Let me go and grab it. I'm pretty sure I put it here somewhere. Of course I named him Kaito! Kaito is my husbando. Let me just save this. Kaito Hana. This is ridiculous, I know. Hang on. Photo, properties, switch this to Kaito Hana. One of these days, when I'm feeling like it, I will do a stream as Kaito Hana. It's 10 a.m. and I've only slept less than an hour, so I need to go see. Oh dear God! Please get some rest, Fiend. Please. Oh my goodness.
Have a good Independence Day! Happy 4th of July!
At least you can cook. Access services. Discount Miku transforms into Walmart Kaito. Yes, here. See, this is Kaito Hana. I just made this on a pic crew. So yeah. That's for another day, though. That's for another day. So. Oh, great. It's Ren's point of view. Now I have to be a dude. Boy, his legs are long. Yeah, I know. Wait. What does his voice sound like? I need to hear it again.
契約は結ばれたよ。
契約が結ばれたよ. Alright, so, something like this. Alright? We can do that. You know what they say about guys with long legs? They got long pants. Clamp, is that you? She's been living at my place for a while now. But when she falls asleep, I go back to Ojo for a while to give a report. It's hard to do this investigating stuff, though. Especially since I'm still not completely used to human nature. But while I'm here, I really do go to school and work. It's a good thing I'm disguised as a culinary student. I find cooking fun. That voice is familiar. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's been, like, in so many shows by now. I'm so sure.
Ren-san? What are you thinking about?
Oh, Honona, you surprised me. Sorry. She laughed. Well, anyway, what were you saying?
You looked so pensive. I just wanted to know what was on your mind.
She smiled. Nah, I was just thinking about what I'll cook for dinner tonight. Well, it was partially true.
Is that so?
She's not gonna believe me, is she? Easy living for— Oh, cool! Well, that and what's going on with my investigation so far. So what is happening? Not much. It's nice living like a human, though. But sometimes I can't understand what's going on in Masame-chan's mind. Masame-chan? So you moved from last name to first name now, huh? She teased. Aren't I supposed to get closer to her? How am I gonna find anything out otherwise? Oh, alright. So, what did you find out? Hiragatsune. She really planned the death of Masame-chan's family. It was revenge for her brother, who Masame-chan accidentally killed. She's such a petty human. I knew that much myself. What else do you know? She asked. Well, it turns out Hiraga-san has psychological problems. They're not that bad, but they affect her from time to time. I see. What about you? What did you learn?
Protoman. Oh, Protoman! Oh my god, amazing. First name basis already. This 40 is getting spicy. This is rated T. There's no smut in this. There's no smut in this story. So,
Well, I learned that both girls were never that close, and the accident made Hiraga-san cold and cruel.
What are you doing again?
I asked. I'm pretending to be a teacher at your school. What? Don't tell me you never saw me.
Actually, I never did. I smiled.
Nani? Well, you better get going. It looks like your roommate's almost done shopping.
She pointed to Masame-chan, coming out of the store with her one-chan. Yeah, alright. Later. I went over to them.
Who is that, Renkun?
Masame-chan asked.
Maybe his girlfriend?
Her sister added. Drop no cringy smut. That's in a different fanfic. I can't read the smut fics on YouTube. You want me to get banned? But yeah, the smut things that I have written, you will not find on the fanfic Kaika account. It's on the secondary fanfic account, which I will not tell you the name of because it's all just yaoi. But if you look for Kaika Hana on AO3, there's definitely a lot. There's definitely smut that goes on in the Tekken fic that I posted. So if you want, yeah, go check that one out. Anyway, where am I? I coughed and looked back to see Honeona looking appalled at the statement.
I guess not.
Michino-san smiled. She told me to call her that. Well, anyway, are you done shopping? I tried to change the topic.
Yeah, we are. Let's go home.
Masame-chan smiled. Let's bring Michino-san home first, I reminded her.
Ah, right.
Seems she forgot. Speaking of forgetting, it's as if she forgot all about Wanyudo. Is she ever going to pull it?
Dinner time at Boku's!
Okay, this one's, yeah, I think this is still a good, music to keep. Masame-chan, it's time for dinner. I called from the kitchen. I got no response. I set the table and went to her room to call her. Wait. Masame-chan? Still nothing. Masame-chan, I'm coming in, alright? I opened the door and I saw her sitting on her bed, staring at the doll. I guess she didn't forget after all. She turned towards me and stared at me with her pupils shrinking. Her hands were shaking, and they looked like they were about to pull the string. We might raise our views now!
Renkun,
she said, shocked. I'm sorry, it's just... You weren't answering.
Renkun, do you know what this is? Do you know what this is?
She was sweating bullets. What? In a way. Why do you ask?
So, have you sent someone to hell?
She relaxed a little. No, but I know some people who did. It's not really lying, is it?
Renkun.
She dropped the doll on the bed and ran towards me. To my surprise, she wrapped her arms around me and started crying. There's nothing else I could do, right? I returned the hug, one arm wrapped around her waist, the other stroking her long silky hair. There. It's okay. I could save it longer, so let's enjoy the cringe. Oh god.
Renkun,
I'm so confused,
she said through her tears. You don't have to pull it right now, you know. Ojo said so, didn't she? Oh, crap. Did I just say that?
Ojo?
She said, pulling away from the embrace.
You're that guy!
She realized. What are you talking about? Forget trying to cover up. You just blew your cover, smartass.
The one by the tree. When the Jigoku Shoujo gave me the doll.
I can't explain.
Alright. Go ahead.
Her face became serious. Sumata. Why'd I open my big mouth? Come with me. Okay, I need to change the music again into... Is this the right one? I think this one's it. No. This one? Nah. Yeah, I think this is the best one. Come with me. I gave her my hand. I thought the easiest way to explain things to her would be to bring her to the eternal twilight. She took my hand and I closed my eye. A minute later, we were there at Ojo's house. As usual, the eternal sunset glowed and the red flowers swayed in the wind. The water on the pond was disturbed by one stray leaf from a nearby tree. I hope you prepared a sound bit of when the thread gets pulled. Oh no! So you got a symbol as effects errors. No, it's not a symbol, it's a bell. Honeona was sitting on the porch. She spotted me and walked our way, looking disappointed.
You're that woman from earlier,
Masumi-chan recalled. Ren-san, what's she doing here? Long story short, I blew my cover. She knows who I am. I sighed. What will Ojo say when she finds out? Looks like we're gonna see, 'cause here she comes, I said with a bit of worry.
Ren, this is our client, is it not?
She said monotonously. Hi, Ojo.
What are you doing here?
Ojo asked.
I don't really know myself,
she said, terrified. Ojo, I accidentally told her who I was. She asked for an explanation, and I thought this would be the quickest way for her to see. Ojo didn't answer. Gomenasai, Ojo. I will accept any punishment bestowed on me. I bowed.
Stand up, Ren,
she said. Be prepared for the worst, Ren.
Come inside,
she told Masumi-chan.
Hi.
She followed Ojo inside, and I was left there with Honeona. What? Switch POV! Now it's Masami's point of view.
Enma-san's house was quite dark, and behind a screen door was a figure of someone spinning a wheel.
Who's that?
The voice asked from behind the door. A client, Oba-san, she replied. Ah, I see, she said, still spinning her wheel. Sumimasen, Enma-san, demo, why did you bring me here? The question was burning in my mind. Since you were already here, I might as well invite you inside, right? She said, staring at me with those round glass-like eyes. Oh, well, I guess. Oh god, I'm scared. So it seems you found out about Ren, she said, her eyes closing slightly. Then you must already know that he is not human, she said, as if it were such a regular thing to say. Forgive me for asking, but what is he? You should ask him that yourself, she said, picking up a wooden flute. You're right, I sighed. Things have become quite complicated. Well, excuse me then. I stood up and bowed slightly. All right, she said, and then blew into her flute. It made a sound. I said nothing and went outside. She's very eccentric.
Oh, Masami-chan, there you are. So, what did you talk about?
Not much. She's very quiet, isn't she?
Yes, she is. I sighed. I took her hand and brought her over to the field of flowers. Well, now you know the truth. If you feel uncomfortable, you don't have to force yourself to stay with me, you know. I mumbled.
What are you talking about?
She smiled, which surprised me.
I have fun living where we live now. I don't care at all.
She walked closer to me.
I don't care if you're not human. To me, you're still just Renkun.
She rested her head on my shoulder. Masami-chan. I was surprised at her reaction. I'm liking the POV switch. Thanks.
By the way, forgive me for asking, but if you're not human, what are you?
She asked me innocently. I think that's also a thing in the anime, but somewhat, yeah. I was a spirit that lived in a sword. Until Ojo found me, I had no control over anything. And in that way, I killed many innocent people. I sighed, remembering my horrible past.
Gomennasai,
she said. I loved how sincere she was. No human's ever been so kind to me before. Let's go home, Masami-chan, I finally said.
Hi.
I wrapped my arms around her, and we appeared back in the cozy little house. Oh, right. I made dinner, I finally remembered.
Alright, let's eat,
she smiled. So now she knows everything, and she doesn't care at all. Humans. I really can't understand them. To be continued.
Is it going too
fast? God! I feel like it's starting to get a little boring. No, but I swear it gets a little more, you know, yeah. Petition to bring back character named POV in modern mainstream literature. Okay, I think this one can be the cute music now. Oh, nope, not that one.
Ben, it's time for school.
What's this? Okay, so this is a nobody's POV.
Ben, it's time for school.
Masami called out as she slipped on her lavender shoes to complete her pink shirt and denim pants ensemble. I misspelled ensemble! What the heck? Ensemble! What the fuck is an ensemble? Can people even drop reviews for this? Yes. I have 44 reviews. 71 favorites, 44 reviews, and 26 follows. Alright, come in. That's wrong. He shouldn't be using hi. He should be going, Read the reviews after, please. Oh no. Jin! What are you doing? Oh my gosh. I got jump scared by a Jin! Hello! Oh my god. Okay. Surprise! Of all the streams to catch! Yeah, of all the fucking streams to catch, you had to catch the really cringy one. Oh my god. Okay, chapter 4, Feelings! Blech.
Shall we go?
She smiled. Yeah. He put on his blue rubber shoes, took her hand, and they left. You know, Masame, I feel bad for one you, though. He told her from the passenger seat.
Is he the one who turned into the doll?
She said without letting her eyes leave the road for even a second. Yeah. How long has it been now? He asked as he combed his black hair with his fingers.
I'm not sure. Maybe a month?
She said as she used one hand to tuck her long brown hair that she let loose behind her ear. Ensemble, I know. Belle, I think you're like a few minutes late, by the way. You might want to try putting your stream on like ×2 speed or click the live button so that you can catch up. Ensemble slurs? No! Oh gosh. That sure is long. I'm surprised you haven't decided yet. He took the doll into his hand. Hey buddy, you okay there? He asked the doll. My neck is so stiff, the old man complained. Deal with it, Ren laughed. It's not funny, kid. It's funny to me, he replied to the straw doll.
Ren, stop it!
She tried to stifle a laugh. Oh, alright. So, about your decision? He became more serious. Okay, wait. This is getting a bit more serious, so let's move to a more serious music. A little too serious. Yeah, I think that was okay.
Well, I'm having a hard time deciding because I keep thinking about the pros and cons, she sighed.
Well then, tell me, he said, putting the doll down by the windshield.
If I do send her to hell, she'll never terrorize anyone again, and I'll avenge my family. But then, I would go to hell and I'd never see them ever again. Then if I don't send her to hell, she'll continue her horrible deeds. But I'd be able to meet my family in heaven. I'm just so confused by it all. So, I'm sorry, Wanyudo-san.
She sighed. I understand. Don't worry about it. The old man's voice rang with an understanding tone. Don't worry, guys. Hell isn't real. I have no Wi-Fi. Oh no! I'm so sorry, Belle.
Arigatou gozaimasu.
We're here. She giggled. We're here. She parked the car and took her bag. It's so badly written. My God, there's no flow to this thing whatsoever, and it's driving me insane. It's really making me want to rewrite this entire thing. But instead of taking cars, they would. But no. You know what? No, I can make this work if they didn't live in Tokyo. I never said they live in Tokyo anyway. I could make them live in a provincial area where you do actually use cars to get around. Because, like, when I was in Okayama, our host family had a car. Because, like, the houses are pretty far from train stations. Okay, if I rewrite the story, she's gonna have a normal car and live, like, in the province. Okay. Anyway. Where are we?
Wanyudo-san, will you watch the car while we're at school?
Masuma said before opening the door. Of course. Have fun now. He replied with a deep yet kind-sounding voice.
Hi!
She smiled before Ren opened her door for her.
He really is a nice guy.
She smiled at Ren. Yeah, he has his soft spots. He closed his eye and smiled. Well then, I'll see you at lunch. I made your favorite. Ren grinned.
Ebi tempura? Yahoo! You rock!
She hugged her awesome friend. She blushed slightly and quickly kissed Ren on the cheek, causing him to turn a dark shade of red.
See you later!
She smiled and ran off. He stood there, mesmerized by the girl's action. He held his cheek, smiled, and went on his way. She really is cute, he told himself. Bruh, Hana's trips to Japan is finally having its advantage for crafting accurate fanfics. Yeah.
Lunch!
The two met at their usual spot under the sakura tree. Ren took out 2 boxes and handed one to Masame.
Itadakimasu!
Oh my God, I didn't even. It says itadakimasu. What the what? But do you see this? Do you see this atrocity? Itadakimasu. Jin, just so you know, this was written in 2009 to 2011, okay? This was before we even met. So, oh my God. This is the cringiest thing so far in the entire fucking fanfic. Ancient text, yes. Yes, this is from 2009 to 2011, okay? Took me 2 fucking years to write a 12-chapter bullshit story like this. Meanwhile, my Tekken fanfic that has, like, properly written stuff. Well, I mean, I co-wrote that with Ariel, so that made it easier, but, like, we finished that one in, like, what, 2 months or something? It was an actual proper story. Ah! Okay. Enjoy! He smiled.
Sugoi! This is delicious, Ren!
It should be oishi! Oh my God. Glad you like it. He smiled. They sat there and ate in silence. Not an awkward silence, but more of a peaceful one. This is the longest paragraph I've seen so far in this fucking story. Like, please, give me more descriptions. My God. The wind gently blew a few leaves off of the tree and onto the ground. And then one lone flower was blown off its branch. The pink flower slowly floated down in the middle of a sea of green. The broad petals were beautifully sprawled out on the ground when it landed. 2 hands reached out to take it. One thin hand with long, slender fingers touched the other, bigger, rougher hand. They had held hands many times before, but for some reason, this touch made both of them turn ruby red. I think I need to change this into something a bit more cute. Let's go with Atatakai Mono. Are we sure this isn't a rom-com? Let's go with this. They look each other in the eye. Turn ruby red. They look each other in the eyes. Their hearts were pounding inside their chests, and time stood still for 1 second. Just 1 second! They both turned brighter shades of red, if even possible, and they quickly turned away. What is this? Why is my heart throbbing? Wait, I thought I didn't have a heart. Ren thought as he turned his head over ever so slightly to take a quick glimpse of the human that made him feel so confused. The girl that made him feel this weird and unfamiliar feeling. Bro, 2009 Hana's hormones are going crazy!
What's wrong with me? I don't think I ever felt this way before. Have I?
Masami was also deep in thought. She looked down at the lunch Ren made especially for her.
Don't tell me that...
She thought some more as she felt her cheek getting hotter with one hand. Ren-kun is in toilet! I mean, he's not human, so... Sorry, Ren whispered.
No, it's okay.
She whispered back. We should go. It's time for class, he said while standing up, trying to change the subject.
Yeah.
She agreed and packed up her lunch. Need a hand? He reached out and smiled.
Thanks.
She took his hand and stood up. Well, see you after class, he said, scratching the back of his head.
Yeah. See you later.
She blushed and walked to her class. What's up with me today? Ren thought to himself. After class, Masamu's car. Okay, so I can change this back into the other... Is this one I did? There we go. I like this one. I love this one. This is one of my favorite ones in the soundtrack. So, I was thinking of going to Ojo's when we get home. Would you like to come? Ren asked the only human who constantly went to the Eternal Twilight.
I'd love to,
she replied. They reached their simple cream-colored house and put their bags down. You don't have any homework, do you? Ren asked as he put down his things.
No. Do you?
Masami returned the question. None. So then, let's go. He smiled. He took her by the hand and they appeared in their familiar after-school hangout.
Oh, Yamaoka-chan, you're back.
Honeona smiled.
Hi, Honeona.
She smiled back.
Wanyuda-san, why don't you use your human body for a while, so you can stretch and all?
She brought out the straw doll. A second later, the doll turned back into the nice old man wearing his old-fashioned kimono, red scarf, and hat. Oh wait, no. More gruff old man. It feels good to stretch. Arigato, Yamaoka-san. He bowed slightly.
So does that mean you are ending the contract?
I suddenly asked.
Emma-san, when did you get here?
Just
Well, no, I'm not ending the contract. I just felt bad for Wanyuda-san because he was in that doll form for how long now?
She explained.
Come inside. I want to talk to you.
I suddenly said and walked towards the house. Masami, of course, followed her inside.
What is it?
Masami asked as she sat down on the wooden floor.
You've been coming here very often.
She looked at Masami, neither with a smile nor a frown.
Hi. Is there something about my coming here that bothers you? No. No.
No, that's not the voice I want.
No, it's not that. It's just... What is it? It is obvious that you are taking some time to decide,
she said with her usual airy voice.
Yes, I know. If it's annoying... No, I'm not saying that. You are a record-breaking client. Not only have you had the doll for over a month, you always come here. This isn't like most clients, that's all, she said as she got up and walked closer to Masami. Is that a bad thing? She stood up as well. No, but I want to tell you something,
she said as she stood a foot away from the taller 19-year-old.
What is it, Emma-san? Onegai,
she said as she looked straight into Masume's lavender eyes.
Ne?
Ne is not the right response there. Anyway.
You come here very often. We get to talk to each other a lot. Yes, I suppose.
Masume was confused.
That is why.
She closed her big, round, crimson eyes.
Nani? That is why. I would like to consider you.
She opened her eyes again.
My friend.
She said with a smile, barely noticeable, but nonetheless, a smile.
Emma-san.
Masume said, surprised by the rare expression on the Jigoku Shoujo's face.
Please. Friends need not be so formal.
There was that smile again.
Hai. Gomen ne. Ai-chan.
Masume smiled.
Would you like to join me in the pond?
She reached out her hand.
Sure, but I didn't bring clothes,
she remembered.
That won't be a problem,
I said, and in an instant, Masume had a white kimono just like the one I used in the pond.
Ah! Arigato!
Masume smiled again. She was obviously used to these inhuman... That's not the right word! I shouldn't say inhuman. Because inhuman is a bad connotation. Whatever. They stepped out of the house and headed for the pond. Ren, Honeona, and Wanyudo stood in the huge field of red flowers some meters away. The two new friends walked to the pond whilst talking to each other. As they passed by the three hellmates, I smiled that tiny smile again at Masume. Pond equals swimming pool? Somewhat. It's more of just like it's kind of like what you do with an onsen, but like a lot smaller. Ah! Ren was surprised. Is that what I think it is? Honeona was equally mesmerized. Yep. Hojo is smiling. Wanyudo grinned. Well, I'll be. Honeona couldn't help but be happy. Masume. She really is something else. Ren sighed. Hey, I think I know what that's supposed to mean. Wanyudo teased. Oh, are you thinking what I'm thinking? Honeona joined in. What are you talking about? Ren was starting to blush. I saw what happened this morning. Wanyudo grinned. Ooh, tell me! Honeona sure was excited. Right before they parted ways, I saw Yamaoka-san kiss Ren on the cheek. He teased more. Aw, that's so cute! Honeona laughed. Hey, quit it! It's not my fault that I don't understand what this feeling is. Ren pouted. Well, describe it. We'll help you. We were human once, you know. Honeona patted his back. Well, you know that we're used to holding each other's hands, right? Ren sighed as he remembered what had happened at lunch. Yeah? What about it? Honeona asked. Well, earlier at lunch, we reached out for something at the same time, and our hands touched. I don't know why, but I felt my heart pounding and my cheeks were burning up. I don't know what's wrong with me. Ren was obviously unaccustomed to these feelings. It's called love, kid. Wanyudo pulled his hat over his eyes. Huh? But I thought love was when you liked something a lot. Oh, Ren. Exactly. Honeona winked. No, I thought it meant like, as in, you know, favorite food or trait or something. I didn't know it meant for people too. Ren was going nuts. So then you admit it? Wanyudo asked. Admit what? Ren was absolutely sad. That you really like her, silly. Honeona giggled. I don't know. I mean, I'm so confused. It's not that I like her or anything. I don't even know what that feels like, baka! Ren patted his sword. Oh, come on, Ren. We won't tell. Honeona smiled. Come on, kid. You can trust us. Wanyudo smiled one of his famous shiny smiles. Well, okay. I guess it's the only logical explanation. He said and put both hands in his pockets. That you like her? Honeona tried to sum up what Ren said. know that I love her. Ren sighed and sat down. You know, kid, you should really tell her how you feel. Manyudo sat down as well. But what if the feeling isn't mutual? He groaned. Trust me, it is. Honeona joined them and sat down. OMG, it's Tsundere! How do you know? Ren asked. I just do. She winked. At the pond. I wonder what they're talking about. Masami said as she looked at the three sitting in the field. I looked at what her friend was looking at. Honeona and Manyudo-san are laughing. Masami said as she combed her long brown hair. But Ren doesn't look like he's having so much fun. I noticed. I wonder what's wrong with him. She stared at him. Her expression slowly changed from pondering to admiring. I immediately noticed. You like him, she said as she looked at Masami. just straight up. What? She panicked. You like Ren? She teased, which Masami wasn't quite sure of, thanks to the emotionless voice. What made you say that? Masami said as she buried her face in her hands. You blush when you look at him, and when you talk about him or glance at him, your expression changes. I laid out the obvious facts. I do? Oh, man. She let herself sink into the water. It's nothing to be ashamed about, I said as she lay back and let her long ebony black hair float on the surface of the water. What do I do? Masami sat back up. You should go talk to him. I stared up the eternally red-orange sky. I can't. I'm too scared, she said. She sighed. Well, in the end, the decision is yours and yours alone. She stood up and let the water drip from her kimono. You're right. Arigato, Ai-chan. Masami stood up and did the same. Of course. Masami-chan. I led her guest back to the house. Ai-chan, I've been wondering. If the three of them are busy with my absolutely long case, how do you answer the other clients that look for you? Since Ren lives with you, and Manyudo is the doll you possess, Honeona, Kikuri, and I personally investigate. Honeona is always the doll, though. I explained and changed back to her sailor uniform instantly. Who's Kikuri? Oh, I think that Season 2 came out while I was watching this, and I needed a way to insert Kikuri in here. I mean, while I was reading. Writing. Watching, reading, writing. Excuse me. Who's Kikuri? She asked as I used her power to dress Masami up with clean clothes. I am! A little girl wearing a dark blue, long-sleeved kimono with a purple sash suddenly appeared. Her short hair curled outwards and she fiddled with the red flower in her brown locks. Her large purple eyes stared intently into Masami's smaller, lighter ones. You are so detached from this that you don't even glaze her. Okay, honestly, I don't think the premise is bad. But holy crap, is the writing style horrible. Like... Oh! Hello! Strange we haven't met before. Masami said as she bent down to look at the girl. I thought so myself. I looked down at the girl. I was busy playing. Is that so bad? She smiled such an innocent little smile. No, of course not. Masami smiled and patted the little girl's head. So is this the girl that you said comes here a lot? She asked I. Hi. She's the one who's had the doll for over a month now. Why don't you just pull it? Kikuri asked. It's not that simple. Yes, it is. Just take one hand and hold the end of the string, she said as she pretended to pull the string of an imaginary doll. Kikuri, I warned her. Oh, all right. She pouted. Why don't you go play, Kikuri? I asked. Okay. She smiled and ran out the door. She really is quite troublesome, isn't she? Ai's grandmother asked from behind her screen. Hi. I nodded. But she seems kinda cute. Masami smiled. ... Both I and her grandmother didn't respond. To be continued. Whoa! We are at the halfway point. Welcome to Misunderstandings. Chapter 5, Misunderstandings. So then, lunch at our usual spot? Ren asked.
Of course! I'll see you later.
Masame smiled and walked to her class. So, they like each other that much, huh? Hiraga thought as she spied from behind a pillar. Animation classroom, a few minutes before class started. Hey Kyo, wanna help me out? Hiraga asked one of her accomplices, she called friends. How we gonna ruin someone's life again? He combed his messy dark brown hair out of his emerald eyes. Of course. Seems Yamaoka's still happy somehow. This is not a good thing. Hiraga looked at the girl she hated. Yeah. Oh, there's another girl.
Yeah, I know what you mean. She's lost her family and her house, but now she has a caring boyfriend she lives with.
Sumi, another part of their group, joined in. So, what did you have in mind? Kyo leaned back in his chair. Let's break him up. Tsune Hiraga, voted most vile in her school, laughed.
How? That Ichimoku guy isn't very easy to seduce. And if we sent Kyo to flirt with Yamaoka, she'd obviously know it's a setup.
Sumi rolled her brown eyes. Well, what if we sent someone else to flirt with her? Kyo sat up straight again. What are you thinking? Tsune grinned. I'm tied with pretty much all the guys in our class. He looked around the classroom.
Are you close to Minako Ryu?
Sumi flipped her medium-length red hair. Yeah, why? Kyo looked around and spotted said guy. That's right. Not only is he one of the hottest guys in class, I heard that Yamaoka had a crush on him in first year. Who knows? Maybe she still does. Tsune's rose-red lips curved up in a smile. You're a genius. No wonder you're my girlfriend. Kyo smirked and kissed Tsune on the cheek. After that, got up and walked over to the black-haired heartthrob. Hey, Ryu. Kyo stood next to his desk. Kyo, what's up? He looked at Kyo with his dark blue eyes. Hey, you know Yamaoka-san, right? Kyo looked over at the girl who was busily studying her notes. Yeah, she's kinda cute. Why? Got any dirt on her? He smirked. Sure do. I heard she likes you, so you should go talk to her. You'd make a good couple. Kyo leaned on the table. Doesn't she have a boyfriend? The one in culinary? He sighed. Nah, they're just friends. Go for it, dude. She eats by the lonely sakura tree in the middle of the field every lunch. He looked out the window. Alright, will do. Thanks for the heads up. They high-fived and Kyo walked back to his friends. Mission accomplished. He sat down and leaned back.
At lunch.
Yamaoka-san? Ryu approached the girl after the teacher left.
Minako-san?
Hey, just call me Ryu. He smiled.
Well, in that case, just call me Masame.
She looked down to hide her red face. Hey, no need to be so shy, Buttercup. He held He held her face and made her face him. She shut her eyes tight. You're so cute when you're acting shy and all. He teased her. She didn't reply. This is gross! Wanna have lunch with me? He smiled seductively. Hey, baby girl! Hey, baby girl, you wanna get some Olive Garden? Fucking Bethel.
I have other plans, you see.
She thought of Ren. Ah, forget him. You're with me, honey. He put his face inches from hers.
Well, I guess just this once. I have had a crush on him since first year. But wait, I thought I said I liked Ren. Well, I live with him anyway, so maybe just once?
Masame thought. They walked together out of the classroom into the field. Instead of staying by the tree, Ryu planned to take Masame to a bench and table near the entrance of the building. At that moment, Ren came out of the school building to meet Masame. He planned to talk to her about how he felt. There she is! He thought when he saw her. Little did he know someone had taken the girl he loved. Hey, He stopped mid-sentence when he saw Masame and Ryu hand in hand. What the? He said to himself. She was with another guy. They were holding hands. They were laughing. Oh, I should be changing the music, I just realized. Ah, nope, too much. But I thought Honona said it was mutual. He thought to himself. I knew it. He sighed and walked to the tree alone with 2 lunches in hand.
Ryukun, what made you want to talk to me anyway?
Masame asked as she ate the lunch he bought for her. Nothing. I always thought you were cute. He winked.
Stop flattering me.
She blushed. But you really are cute. He leaned towards her.
Ryukun?
Hey, I heard the school's gonna have a dance. Wanna go with me? He brought out a flyer and gave it to her. Yes, of course! Make it Western. Make a Japanese college have a prom. Absolutely. Makes so much sense. It's gonna be a mix of newer dances like those half hip-hop dances and old dances like waltzes. So it's a semi-formal event. Would you like to come with me? He smiled. Oh shoot, I forgot the name. It's called Through the Times. She read out the title. She suddenly remembered about Ren.
I'll think about it. Thanks for the offer.
She smiled. Alright, let me know. He winked. She packed up her lunch and stood up.
It's time for class,
she reminded him. Alright, let's go. And why am I treating it like high school? It's college. Each class has a different... Oh my god. I hate this. Having a prom in a fanfic is such a product of it. I know! Dear god! Hello. There's so much cringe happening. Where am I? Where am I? They walked down the path that was completely in Ren's view. I never should have thought I had a chance. I want to change the music again. Let's go with this one. There. This one. I should have never thought I had a chance. He sighed. He then stood up and went back to class. It's okay, Kaika. We're both cringe tonight. During a 5-minute break he had, he decided to take a peek at Masame's class. He closed his eye, and the giant emerald eye appeared on the ceiling of the animation classroom. They were having a break too. He then spotted Kyo and Ryu talking. He knew that Kyo was no good, so he decided to listen in. Hey, did you go talk to Yamaoka-san? Kyo asked. Yeah, she's really cute. Thanks for telling me she likes me, dude. Ryu smiled. That dirty... Ren thought. The giant eye closed and disappeared. So now she wants to try and ruin our relationship? I gotta tell Masame. No, wait, I can't. If she really does like that guy, she'll think I'm just trying to ruin her chances. Oh man, what'll I do? He was thinking very hard. Maybe too hard. After class in the car.
Hey, Ren. You've been quiet the whole trip. Something wrong?
Masame noticed. Nah, it's nothing. He looked out the window.
Is it because of lunchtime? Ren, I'm really sorry, but Ryukun suddenly came up to me and I had a bit of a crush on him last year. But then when he talked to me, it sort of came back and... Oh, Ren, I'm really sorry.
She sighed. Yeah, I know why he suddenly came up to you. He mumbled.
What did you say, Ren?
She asked. Nothing. He leaned back in his seat.
Eternal twilight.
Something wrong, Ren? Hana approached the dazed one-eyed man. He quietly muttered. Oh dear. I saw what happened earlier, but maybe it was just by chance. She tried to reassure him. You said it was mutual, he said monotonously. It is! The lunch was set up, remember? Hiraga is trying to ruin you two. She tried to snap him out of his trance. I know that! He shouted angrily. I know. But if I told her, she'd think that I was just being jealous, he said in a quieter tone. He went to the eternal twilight alone this time. Then I could tell her, Honoona said with determination. Do what you want. He sighed. All right, I will. Come on, we're going to your house now. She pulled him and they disappeared. They appeared in the kitchen where Masame conveniently was.
Oh, you're back! Huh? Honona? What's up? Would you like to join us for dinner? She smiled. Sure, I'd love to.
She smiled back. She didn't want to go and attack her right away. It's not attacking her! It's... Okay. Words!
Ahoy!
Hello, Yardship, how you doing? Oh, Yardship, I don't know if I remember to tell you. I finally got a job. Or, I mean, maybe Fake told you. I finally got a job! Eto. Where am I?
Yay! Thank you.
Oh god, excuse me. Okay, where am I?
Hey, Ren, why didn't you tell me that you were going to Ai-chan's place? I would have come with you.
She asked as she set the table. I had something I had to do. I'm sorry. He said without looking her in the eyes.
Oh. Okay.
She nervously agreed. Something was up.
Yamaoka-chan.
About a while ago. Honeona didn't want to see them like this.
A while ago. In school?
She asked with her chopsticks in her mouth.
Hi?
I saw you at lunch.
Who was that boy you were with?
She asked with an expression that looked more like weirded out than excited.
Ryukun? Oh, he was my crush in first year. I don't know why he suddenly came to talk to me, though.
Masume said. Well, Ren does. She stood up and slammed the table.
Oh, what?
Masume asked, shocked. Tell her, Ren! Honoona angrily said as she looked at the young man slumping in his seat. Why? He asked.
Ren?
Honoona said, appalled by the young man's response.
Ren, what's going on?
Masume asked, worried about her friend. Why should I tell her? She likes her new boyfriend, doesn't she? He said with a bored look on his face.
Boyfriend?
Masume exclaimed. Yeah, you like him, don't you? He said as he finished his food.
Well, I did in first year. He's a nice guy. Maybe we can be friends, she said.
And why were you blushing when you were with him, huh? Wait. Then why were you blushing when you were with him, huh? He stood up and asked angrily.
Ren, why do you seem so affected?
She stood up as well. Because you didn't see what I saw, he shouted. Then why don't you tell her then? Honeona asked. Because I doubt I'd be believed, he shouted again.
But Ren, why wouldn't I believe you?
Masume calmed down. Because I bet you'd think I was just jealous. He also quieted down. Ren, just tell her already. Honeona crossed her arms. I made him so immature. Ugh. God, I hate this. I'm pretty sure he'd be a lot more mature than this. Blah, 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 blah. We're gonna put it to he's never had a relationship before. I don't know. What? Alright. I looked at your class after lunch, and I saw Ryu talking with Kyo. You know, Hiraga's boyfriend, he explained. Oh no, she sighed.
I knew there was a reason why he talked to me.
She shook her head. So, you're not mad? He asked, his cheeks slightly red.
Of course not. In fact, I'm glad you told me, she smiled.
Well, I'm glad that's over. Need to drop, but OMG, thank you for sharing with us 2009 Kaika. If you want to read the rest of it, it's just there on fanfic.net. Oh god. Sorry, my ear's doing that weird itch thing again. Thanks for coming, Beru.
Oh, hey, Ren. You know the school's holding a dance sometime soon.
Masume remembered and handed him the flyer she received earlier. Is that an invitation? He looked at her and smiled.
I'm glad that you're smiling again.
She smiled back.
Alright, I'll leave you two lovebirds alone then. Sayonara?
Honeona winked and then disappeared.
Did she just call us lovebirds?
Masume asked while a drop of sweat traveled down her cheek.
To be continued.
Ugh, we're only at the halfway point. Okay, we'll try to read faster. Chapter 6, Preparation! Masume. Ren whispered to himself as she locked arms with Ryu.
Sorry, Ren. Even though I met him because of Hiraga, Ryuga really is cute. And he's nice. I think I really want to try going out with him. So, I'll see you later. Masame smiled at him, causing a painful feeling in his chest. You lose, buddy boy. Ryu smirked and taunted as they walked away. Masame. Masame! Ren started to run after the fading figures. Masame! He screamed louder. He tripped and fell to the ground, letting the two newfound lovers get away. Masame... His voice cracked as tears started to form in his eyes. The rain suddenly poured and soaked poor Ren. Lightning and thunder filled the sky as he sat on his heels, absolutely helpless. I wasn't good enough. That's it. Game over. Masame. Lost. He continued to mumble nonsense to himself until he could no longer take it. Masame. Lost. Am I not good enough for you? Is that it? He stood up and yelled at his non-existent lover. He let his head hang low, knowing that she couldn't hear him. Masame. Masame! He gripped both sides of his head and shook it violently. Masame! He screamed as he bolted up from his bed. Ren, are you okay? Masame came into his room and rushed over to him. Masame? Ren looked up and saw the brunette there, smiling. Whatever it was you saw, it wasn't real, okay? Masame said as she hugged the now adorably vulnerable Ren and wiped his tear-stained face. He quieted down from the warm feeling of her hand on his back. He took in and let out a few shaky breaths, and he let himself sink into her touch. You want to tell me what happened? Masame said as she pat his back. You might think it's silly. He hesitated. I won't. I promise. She made him look at her and she smiled. Well, I dreamt that you left me for you. You were saying things like you think you'd like him more and didn't need me. His breath became shaky again after explaining his dream. Ren, you know I'd never do that, right? She stroked his hair. But it all seemed so real, he sighed. But you know that it isn't now, right? She asked him sweetly. He nodded with his head hanging low, feeling too ashamed to face her. Now, go back to sleep, okay? Masame requested, as she got up to go back to her room. Don't leave, Ren pleaded. Ren? I find this kind of silly also that I even wrote this scene because he's not human. Why would he even need to be sleeping? Like, he just has the room to pretend that he's human, but he doesn't actually have to sleep. What? Okay, whatever. Ren? She looked at him questioningly. Can you at least stay here until I fall asleep? Ren gave her a puppy dog lip. Ren, you're acting like a child. But, fine, she agreed. She took a small music box from Ren's dresser. As she winded it up, Ren is dead again. Larper! She winded it up. Ren lay back down and pulled the sheets up to his chest. Masame put the music box down again and let its simple and soothing melody play. She sat down next to Ren to assure him she wouldn't leave him like she did in his dream. She stroked his hair with her fingers again, closed her eyes, and sang along with the tune of the music box for him. Okay, I actually put a YouTube link in this. So let's try and I can't copy it. What? Wait, I need to type it manually. It's not letting me watch V equals RM to VRTX _5WC. Okay. Let me try that now. I hope that video still exists. This video isn't available anymore. Crap! Okay, wait. I know exactly what it is, so I just need to find it real quick. Where is that? There. There, it's gone.
Music box. Was it that one? Okay, yeah, there. I found it. Okay, it's this one. This was the song that I... There. I'll sing along with it too, why not?
雨に濡れた頬は涙の匂いがした優しい眼差しの旅人
I can't believe I did this.
静かに響いてる懐かしい音楽思い出せない記憶さまよう
No.
夢は飛び立つの小さな翼で思いの消えない場所まで二人で遠い海を空を越えて 暗い夜の中で私を照らしてる優しい眼差しのあなたに会いたい
There, that's the song that plays there. Okay. When she finished her song. Okay. There. Then, alright, where were we? When she finished her song, she looked down and saw that Ren was fast asleep with a smile on his face. She smiled as well and sighed. He looked so cute in his sleep. She leaned down towards him, and brushed his bangs away from his face, revealing his other eye, and kissed him on the forehead. She then stood up and walked to the door. Before she shut it, she looked at him and whispered, "Sleep well, Ren." The next morning, breakfast. Masame, what was with that lullaby choice last night? Ren asked as he ate.
Well, not all the lyrics may match, but it's a very nice and soothing song, right?
She smiled. That's true. He smiled with chopsticks in his mouth. The title is You Are My Love, right? Ren said with a slight brush of red on his face.
That's right.
Masame blushed as well. Oh my god, why brush? They kept silent for a few seconds, just staring at each other, blushing. Blush, 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 blush. Masame then decided to break the silence.
So, any plans for today?
She asked since it was a weekend. Not really. But you're going shopping and stuff with Michino-san, right? He replied as he stood up to wash the plates.
Hi! We're going to eat lunch together and hang out.
Masame smiled as she stood up to help Ren. He took the plate from her and said, "I'll take care of this. Why don't you go and get ready for your day?"
Alright.
Oh my god, wrong! You don't arigato gozaimasu when you're that close! Oh my god! Nama! Arigato gozaimasu. She hugged him and ran off to her room. Later on, while Masame and her Nechan bonded, Ren went to the eternal twilight. Let's check on Masame, shall we? Why? Why do I suddenly talk like that? Oh.
Nechan, look!
Aren't those shoes so cute? Masami smiled and pointed out a pair of baby pink slip-ons. You want them? Michino smiled. Demo, Nichun, isn't it expensive? Masami shied away from the offer. Nah, it's alright. Besides, I owe you a birthday gift, remember? She took out her wallet. I really can't change your mind, can I? She laughed. Meanwhile, at the eternal twilight. So, you had a nightmare, huh? Hone asked. Yeah, it was realistic, though. Damn, now that I think about it, I was completely OOC. Wow! Breaking the fourth wall! Really? Really, we're breaking the fourth wall here? Okay, I'm just gonna switch to this one. Breaking the fourth wall. He himself called himself OOC. He crossed his arms inside. Well, dreams can really do that to you, kid. One Yudo said. Wait, let me just make sure that I'm not missing anything. Okay, continue. You don't think it'll come true, do you? Ren asked with a worried look on his face. I mean, that sounds like something I would say in real life. Naruhodo. You really do love that girl, don't you? One Yudo chuckled. It's not funny. He pouted and crossed his arms over his chest. You gotta tell her, Ren. Hana smiled. What? Ren's pupil shrank. I'm serious, she giggled. No way. He crossed his arms again. Why not? Hikari decided to join in the fun. None of your business, kid. He looked away. Oh, come on, Ren. You're no fun. Hikari pouted and crossed her tiny arms. For once, I'm on the brat's side. You should tell her. One Yudo smirked. When should I? He asked with a slight blush. How about during the dance next week? Honoona suggested. Alright, I'll do it. He sighed. Not an exasperated one, more of a relieved one. Relieved that he's finally going to get this burden off his chest. Wait a minute. What am I going to wear? He suddenly asked. As if it's such a problem. Come on, I'm taking you shopping. Honoona pulled his arm. But Masame and Michino-san are shopping right now. We might bump into them. He suddenly remembered and his face suddenly flushed. All the better. Let's go! She teased, and with that they disappeared. Well, this looks like it's gonna be fun. One Yudo smirked. Human World, shopping center. Thank God I never said where they live. I can believably just say that they live in the province so she can have a car. Alright. Do you want a tux or a dress shirt with slacks? Honoona twirled her hair, which was now in a ponytail. I'd rather go with a tux, Ren smirked. Alright then, come with me. She smiled and walked towards a fancy-looking shop. Ren, of course, followed her. They entered the shop and saw rows and rows of different kinds of outfits for special occasions. Ren was overwhelmed with the variety and quantity of the store's stocks. Irashaimase! Welcome! What is it that you're looking for today? The Smiles cleric smiled at them. He's looking for something for a school dance. Preferably a tux. You have any suggestions? Honoona asked. I think I've got just the thing, the clerk said as she went to the storage room. Meanwhile, Masame and Michino had just finished their little shopping trip. Well, we sure did splurge today. Okay, I think I can go with a more fun music for this one. Let's go with this one. Oh, wrong one. There we go. We sure did splurge today, Masame said as she looked at all their bags. Well, you can't really blame anyone, can you? Everything was just so awesome. Michino laughed. You're right. Masame laughed along. Hey, isn't that your boyfriend over there? Michino smirked and pointed to the frantic Ren who was looking for his perfect outfit. Masame's face went completely red at her sister's comment. He's not my boyfriend! She quickly defended. No need to be so loud, sis. She teased. Anyway, what do you think he's doing? I don't know, Masame said. Huh? Honest with him? What's going on? Masame wondered. Well, do you want to go and say hi? Michino asked. Sure, I guess, she said with an absolutely uncertain tone. The two approached the panicky shoppers and greeted them.
Hey guys, what are you doing here?
Masame smiled. Masame, I was hoping you wouldn't find out. Ren mumbled the last line.
Why's that?
She asked. Well, this was supposed to be a surprise. I was shopping for what I'd wear to the dance, and Honoona here was helping me pick an outfit. He explained.
But now that you know, why don't you help us?
Honoona suggested.
Sure, I need to look for an outfit myself,
Masame remembered.
I'll help you too,
Michino said.
Great.
Alright then, who should we work on first? Masame or Ren? Honoona asked Michino.
I think we should work on Ren.
Michino giggled.
Alright then.
He told me he wanted a tux. You see any good ones? Hone asked. Michino went around and picked one suit out.
How about this one?
She said. That's not really what I was looking for, Ren said.
Oh, alright then. How about this one?
Some time later. That's it! That's exactly what I was looking for, Ren said happily. Well, finally, Honeona said, exhausted.
Alright. Go ask the clerk for your size while we work on Masame.
Michino smiled. Arigatou gozaimasu. And that still sounds out of character! Ren thanked the two girls and approached the sales clerk.
Okay then, sis. What is it that you're looking for?
Michino put her hands on her hips and faced her little friend.
Well, nothing in particular. I guess something that goes with what Ren's wearing.
She blushed a little and looked down at her feet. Alright, this'll be much easier. Honeona laughed a little.
I love this one.
Masame held up a dress and smiled.
Alright then, let's go get your size, pay, and let's go home.
I'm beat. Michino giggled.
Thank you for shopping with us. Come again.
The sales clerk said as the four of them left the shop.
Alright then, let's bring Michino-san home first. Then we can go home.
Oh wait, that's Ren. Alright then, let's bring Michino-san home first, then we can go home too. Ren said. Well, I'll be going ahead then. See you guys around, Honeona said. Alright then, see ya.
Bye, Honeona! See you again sometime.
Michino smiled at her, and with that she disappeared.
I really love how you don't find any of this weird in town.
Masame smiled at Michino.
Well, sure, life can really be weird sometimes, so I accept anything that comes my way.
She explained and smiled back. Three of them got into Masame's car and they were off. Ren and Masame's house, later that evening. So, what would you like for dinner? Ren asked as he took off his shoes and hung his bag in the rack.
Anything's fine with me,
Masame said as she did the same.
Just call me when it's ready,
she said as she picked up the shopping bags and headed for the stairs. Sure, he said as he went to the kitchen to start talking. It's so filler, oh no. Unexpected, there we go. Okay, this one's, this is good, I think. Let's start with this. Okay. If you have any protests to make, I am so sorry for not updating in forever. To say sorry, this chapter will be extra awesome just for you people who read this. Enjoy. P.S. If you have any protests to make, tis my story, okay? So in my imagination, this is how things work, so just read it as is, okay? Okay, on to the story. So many disclaimers. Young Kaika, please.
I can't believe it's already the night of the dance,
Masame told herself as she smoothed out her dress. She sat down in front of the mirror to retouch her hair and makeup. She had curled her hair and put it up in a cute, messy bun for the occasion. Her makeup was light, but beautiful and matched her golden gown perfectly. She applied a little lip gloss for her finishing touch when she heard a knock on the door. Masame, are you ready? Ren asked from outside.
Yeah, just a second,
she replied as she got up. She took her silver sequin purse and opened the door of her room. I just said she had a gold dress. And then I gave her a silver pouch. Why? You know what? Whatever. Revealing an adorable Ren who was all tidy in his suave tuxedo. His hair was pulled back into a ponytail. He smiled, took a step back, and bowed, with one hand extended. Younger Kaika's a strong, independent woman who doesn't need to hear readers' protests! It's true, though. Shall we? He smirked. Masame giggled and took his hand, and they walked to the car. I'll drive. I don't want you to ruin your new heels, after all. Ren chuckled, grabbing the keys from the table by the main door.
Alright then.
She smiled and walked over to the passenger's side, when her gentleman of a date opened the door for her. She nodded with a courteous, "Why, thank you," and giggled as she got in. He closed the door slowly, making sure her dress didn't get caught. Got into the driver's seat, and they were off. Ren parked the car and again opened Masume's door for her. She took his hand and they walked into the dance's venue. All eyes were on them, as they seemed like the perfect couple. The girls glared at Masume's simple yet sparkly spaghetti strap dress with envy, while the guys looked at Ren's formal getup with adoration. Parang baliktad. Parang it's wrong. I think anyway. The couple blushed as they stole everyone's attention. On the farther side of the room, Tsune, Hyo, Sumi, and Ryu stood by the buffet table. I thought you said she liked me, Ryu grumbled. Well, she did in first year, so I thought she still did. Tsune rolled her eyes. Besides, you don't need her anymore. You got me now. Sumi clung onto his arm. Yeah, you're right. He smiled and ruffled his new girlfriend's hair. She giggled and snuggled up on his shoulder. Tsune, what are you planning to do to her this time? Hyo asked as a sly grin formed on his girlfriend's face. This one, I really thought hard of. That's not right grammar. I'm going to be getting I'm entering English education as part of my as my career, and that is wrong. Anyway. She laughed evilly as she brought out a long-sheathed dagger from her purse. You're gonna kill her? He asked You're gonna kill her? He asked nonchalantly. No, I'm going to kill her boyfriend. If I kill her, her suffering would end. But if I kill those that she loves, then her life would be wrapped in pure anguish. She licked her red lips and grinned. I don't understand how I thought it was okay to just write someone who was just this straight up messed up. Like, this is not... If ever I rewrite this, I have to make this bad crew make more sense. Because this... No! 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 I mean, I know that the people in the Hellgirl universe are pretty horrible people, but there are limits to this! Her crew just nodded in agreement when Kyo suddenly wrapped his arms around her. How do you plan on killing him, though? He whispered into her ear. I'll find a way. I always do. She glared at the dancing couple and laughed inwardly. On the dance floor, everyone was having fun bobbing their heads to I've Got a Feeling by the Black Eyed Peas, one of the most obviously popular Japanese songs of the 2010 era. Oh wow, she's literally... No! Oh my god. Yes, the Black Eyed Peas. Definitely a very normal Japanese dance song. Yes. Yes. Eat your hamburgers, Apollo. I guess I can play that for a little bit. I got a feeling. Let's just play that in the background a little bit. Eat your hamburgers, Apollo. On the dance floor, everyone was having fun, bobbing their heads to I've Got a Feeling by the Black Eyed Peas. There were smiles all around as the song... Oh, wow. I ended the song already. Okay, never mind. As the song ended... You know, let's just go to the ending of the song then. Okay. As the song ended, the MC's voice then echoed through the hall, announcing that they were going to play some more fun tunes to jive to. Okay, now I can play... no, I think this one's better. Or this one? We were literally just playing this one. I think Takai Mono is probably the best one of those. Alright. Wanna come with me outside? Ren asked Masume softly. Oh, sure, but what for? She cocked her head to the side in confusion. You'll see. He smiled sweetly and took her hand in his. He led her out to their favorite tree, and like how he did back at their house, bent over with one hand extended. May I have this dance? He smiled. What are we dancing to? She asked as she took his hand and placed her free one on his shoulder. Whatever song that's playing in your heart. he said, laughing at how cheesy he was being.
Alright then.
She smiled and pulled herself closer to him. They waltzed on a steady rhythm, looking down at their feet, into each other's eyes, and at their feet again. They both smiled as they danced to the tune of the song only they could hear. This moment was perfect. It was everything either of them ever wanted. Ren embraced Masame as they continued waltzing when he whispered into her ear. Masame.
What is it, Ren?
She whispered back, nuzzling her head on his shoulder. Living with you over this amount of time, it's definitely been a very different experience for me, he said nervously.
And is that a good thing?
She giggled. Of course it is. What I mean is, I've never been this close to a human before. I never thought that I could ever... He cut himself off.
Never thought that you could what?
She smiled at him. I never thought that I'd... Masane, can I tell you something? He stuttered.
Of course.
She smiled sweetly. You see, after spending so much time with you, I've realized that this thing I feel, I've never felt it before. Honeyona tried to explain it to me, and I never thought that... He was lost in his confession. You know what? Forget it. I'm just gonna come out and say it. He laughed at himself and looked into Masume's eyes.
Say what?
She looked back at him cluelessly. Yamooka Masame, I, Ichimoku Ren, think that... Now, I know that... Masame, He was cut off. Okay, now I have to change the music! No. Yeah. His grip on Masame tightened, and he suddenly let go. His world suddenly slowed down, and everything blurred. His pupil shrank. His body was trembling, and he staggered backwards, his hands traveling to the part of his body that had suddenly stopped him. He felt something. He knew what it was, but he looked down anyway to make sure. And there, a bloody dagger had stabbed through his upper back and through his heart. He looked at his bloody hands as his knees gave way, and he fell to the grass. Ben! Masame screamed as she knelt down next to him. He fell to his side on the grass, his breathing uneven and rugged. Masame took the dagger's handle and slowly pulled it out as Ren screamed in agony. Do not do this! If there is something impaled in a person, leave it in, because pulling it out will stop what is stopping the blood from gushing out. She looked at the bloody piece of steel and saw a message engraved on the blade. Who's gonna save you now? It read. Masame's eyes filled with tears, and she stabbed the dagger into the ground behind her in anger. She wrapped her arms around her beloved and tried to keep him conscious.
Nen!
She held his face with both of her hands and waited for a response. His eye opened weakly, and he smiled at her as blood trickled down from his lips.
No! Nen, no!
She cried, and then pulled out Wanyudo, who was in his doll form, from her bag and held it in her hands.
No more. I won't let her do this anymore.
She screamed as she grabbed one end of the string. No! Masame, Ren said weakly, raising a trembling arm and pulling her hand away from the string. Don't do it. Not if it's for me, he said weakly.
Ren.
She hiccuped as tears continued streaming down her face. He put his hand on her face and he smiled. Masame, I did it, he said with a smile. His hand fell to the ground as his eye closed, and his head fell limp on her lap. Masame's eyes widened as her pupils shrank.
Nen!
She shouted as she tried to wake him up. She held his wrist. No pulse. She put her hand in front of his face. She couldn't feel him breathing. She put her hand on his bloody chest No heartbeat. The tears were flowing from her eyes as she covered her mouth with her now bloody hand. She shook her head in disbelief and buried her face in his lifeless body.
Ren! No! Why'd you leave me? Ren! Ren!
She cried harder.
Oh my god. This is embarrassing. This is getting so embarrassing for me right now because it wasn't so bad a while ago because a certain somebody who was here in my room was wearing earphones, but now she's not, and now I don't want to, oh no, she is. Okay, she is. Phew. Okay. I did it. Don't leave me. I love you so much, Ren. Please, don't leave me.
She cried silently on his soiled tuxedo and decided she'd stay there for the rest of the night.
Logic where?
She didn't want to go home. Not without him. Not without his warm smile and friendly aura. Some meters away, the four fiends were watching happily. Tsune had been laughing maniacally, as the others just watched her enjoy every moment of her nemesis' agony. Mission accomplished. She smirked and laughed again.
To be continued. So that's what author's note! That's what I meant at the beginning. My perception of them, you see, is sure, they're not human and they can live forever. But that doesn't mean that they can't get hurt physically. So yes, the only way they can die, in here at least, is if they get murdered. I hope that explains things. R&R, please!
God, okay. No, we're getting close to the end of sorts. Somewhat.
Chapter 8, Miracles. Author's note. Hi guys! I forgot about this. Sorry for the mega delay again. I'm on summer break now, but I'm doing a few things. But hopefully I'll be able to post more soon. Enjoy!
Masame spent the whole night under the tree with the lifeless body of her once lover resting on the ground. Since the tree was hidden quite far from the main... Wow, what a typo. Far from the main entrance of the school, no one even found out that someone had died on the night of their dance. She cried herself to sleep on his bloody suit, knowing she'd never be able to survive without him. First her family, now this. Oh, how badly she wanted to pull the string, but she had promised Ren she wouldn't. In the eternal twilight, Honeono was pacing back and forth. Oh, wait, I think I should probably change the music now. Oh, shoot, wrong. Crap. No, go away. This one, I think I need to change the music into this one. Nope. Nah. Is it? Yeah, there, this one. In the eternal twilight, Honeono was pacing back and forth, troubled about how neither of them communicated with them. Usually they would go every night, or if they were tired, they would come the following morning. Finally, because of how lost in thought she was, she bumped into Ai, who was standing by her pond, a more than lifeless expression on her face. Ojo, I'm getting worried. Ren and Masame haven't come here yet. I know they went to the dance last night, but... You know, I thought they would come here, especially because Ren said he was going to confess. She blurted out. To her surprise, Ai looked up at the woman with her large crimson eyes, and tears started to fall from them. Ojo? Hana said, alarmed by the sudden show of emotion. Come with me, she finally said, extending her small, pale hand. The woman took it, and they went to the human world, specifically to the special sakura tree in the school. Ojo, what are we doing here? She asked. Turn around. Hana followed instructions, as she always did, and gasped as she saw Masame, sitting on the ground, dress all creased up, hair in a mess, makeup running all over her face, with Ren's blood-stained, lifeless body by her. Oh my god, Hana said as she clasped her mouth and tears formed in her eyes. Ren! She ran over to the couple and knelt down by them. Okay, here's the thing. I know I can do better voice acting than this, but I'm kind of just too ashamed to actually go full force on it, okay? She ran over to the couple and knelt down by them. I slowly followed and sat on her heels. Ai-chan, isn't there anything you could do? Masame looked up at her friend with bloodshot, puffy eyes.
This is not in my power. The only one who can maybe help us.
She cut herself off as she crawled closer to the lifeless body.
Hana.
She looked at the woman who was... Wow, I missed the whole word. Who was wearing her teacher outfit. Hi, Ojo. She nodded, clutching onto the hand of Ren that wasn't being clutched onto by his lover. I held onto Masame's shoulder, and with that, they were teleported to the eternal twilight. One Yuta turned back into his human-like form and stood by the body, his hat in his hands. Kikuri hid behind them to watch. Sure, she loved to mess with Ren, but if he were dead, who would she bother? They all gathered on the porch of Ai's home, where that one creepy spider would always stay. I looked up at the spider and called to it.
Lord of Hell, listen to the cries of we who stand before you now. Let it be that he will live once again,
she said respectfully.
And why exactly would we do that?
It asked with an ominous voice.
He does not deserve death. Not at the peak of his new life. I wish not for his newfound lover to suffer, neither that he be separated from her. Also, I do not wish for the loss of one of my best assistants and friends, she said.
Do you truly wish so?
Yes, my lord,
she said with a slight tone of seriousness in her voice.
So be it then. Let life be restored to this body. Let the spirit of the katana return to him, and may he live again.
And with that, a strange light enveloped the body of Ren. It spiraled around him, cleaning off all of the blood, preparing the hole pierced right through him, and making it so that it was as if nothing had even happened. With that, the light and the spider disappeared.
Did it work?
Masame asked anxiously. Finally, his hand twitched, and his eye slowly opened. He turned up to look at Masame, who had tears in her eyes again.
Meh.
He smiled weakly.
Oh, Ren! You're alive!
She cried out and embraced him tightly. He embraced her back and smiled.
I don't know what I would have... I don't know how I would have been able to go on if you were really gone,
she cried. Masame, please stop crying. I don't want to see you cry, okay? He smiled and sat up to make it easier for him to embrace his lover.
Hello, Chocolate. Hi. Hello, baby doggo. Hello, baby doggo. Oh, 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 oh. Come here. Hello. Alright. But please, never, ever leave me again.
She sniffed and hugged him. Alright. I won't. I promise. He smiled sweetly and faced the others who were gathered around him. Hey guys, he smiled. You idiot! Hana scoffed, wiping her tears with the sleeve of her blue kimono.
I'm glad you're back.
Okay, wait, I can change this now into the Eternal Twilight song. I'm glad to be back, Hojo. He bowed his head. Alright, I think you two should head back home. A lot has happened, and you guys need some rest. Especially you, Masame. Hana crossed her arms and looked at the couple. Yeah. Oh my god. Excuse me, goodness gracious. Yeah, I guess so. Ren said it as he stood up. He extended his hand to Masame and smiled. Shall we? He chuckled as he reenacted the events that took place in their house the night before. She took his hand and smiled. She was a mess, and Hana was right. She needed rest. See you guys later. Ren smiled. Wanyudo quickly changed back into his doll form and fell into Masame's purse again.
See you.
Take care. Hana smiled as they disappeared. Back at their home, Masame had changed into her pajamas and removed the mess of makeup on her face.
Ren, how are we going to go back to school? Hiraga thinks you're dead.
She bit her thumb as she thought. Let her believe that the hospital saved me or something. I just can't wait to see the disbelief on her face when she sees me. He laughed.
Well, you know,
Now I really don't care anymore. All I care about is at your back, she said softly, embracing him tightly. Me too, he said as he hugged her back, resting his face in her soft hair. Next day at school. Well then, I'll see you later. Done. Sayonara! Masami smiled and walked to her classroom. She went to her place, sat down, and started fixing her things like how she usually would. Change song. Yeah, I think this show's will be good. This, of course, did not go unnoticed by the four heartless creatures on the other side of the room. How is she happy? Tsune asked with disbelief. Kyo sighed and whispered what seemed to be something only Tsune did not notice. Ichimoku's alive. You didn't see him drop her off here a few seconds ago? Impossible! Tsune said, in what sounded like an attempted scream in whisper form. It's the truth. So...
No! She's okay. No, she's okay. She's okay here. She's okay here. No, she's fine here. Chocolate stays here. She's okay here.
Okay, now you can go to the bed. Okay, go.
You want to go to Yaya? You want to go to Yaya? Ha 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 ha. Stay with Mama? Stay with Mama? Go to Yaya, stay with Mama. What do you want?
Oh, here, choice is yours. Go to Yaya or stay with Mama?
Chucky, Chucky, not dog. Naughty, naughty, dog.
Ano? Akit ka?
Baby dog. Baby dog. What?
She decided to stop halfway climbing up the bed. Baby. Ano? Akit ka? Akit ka?
Go. Come in. Good girl. Good girl.
Okay. Where am I? So what do we do now? Sumi asked cluelessly. I'm not so sure myself. Damn it. How in the world... What? You were literally right next to me, darling. What? You chose to climb off my lap. Why are you barking now? I'm... Child. What? You were literally here. You chose to climb the bed. And now you're gonna bark at me. I don't understand. Okay. What? I'm streaming. Chocolate has opinions. The opinions are very... Yeah, no, she was right next to the microphone that time. I'm so sorry.
Baby, no.
Wait, I think... Did I remember to turn on my limiter? Let me check. Filters... Limiter. There. Okay, I think that should probably... I don't know if that's gonna help. Hopefully it helps. I hope it doesn't make me too soft, though. Okay. Just in case she tries barking again. Huh. Doesn't she have a best friend who's like her sister? Kyo said. Yeah, she does. That gives me an idea. Tsune said mischievously. What? How did I spell that? Oh my goodness. Did I do it right? Mischief. Okay, no, I did. My eyes are just so confused now. Okay. Later that day, at the eternal twilight.
Ai-chan, aren't you getting tired of me?
Masame asked suddenly as the two of them sat on the porch.
No, of course not. Why would you think that?
I asked.
Well, I've been your customer for who knows how long now.
What about your other customers? She asked.
Well, Honeona is still here, so she's the one who usually becomes the doll for other customers. Also, business has been quite slow these days, so it really is no trouble,
she said softly.
Are you sure?
Masame looked at Ai with worry. I responded with a very slight smile. Yokatta. With one T. Yokatta with one T, really. Yokatta. And I spoke again. Hi? I'm glad to finally have a friend. I smiled too. So am I, Masame smiled back. At that, they both looked out at the eternal crimson sky and let out sighs of relief, of happiness. Something neither had experienced in a while. Author's note, sorry I lost ideas again, but I'll try to update as soon as possible. And as much as I hate to say this, I might be ending this story soon, but who knows. Again, thank you for reading this chapter. Reviews are very much appreciated, except for flames. Oh god, that's a word of an era. Just, okay. Chapter 10, decision. Sorry, Chapter 9, decision. There's just 3 more. We'll be done soon, chat. We'll be done soon. Author's note, I'm warning you now, this chapter is horribly written. I already know that, so don't bother putting that in your review. Hahaha, this is almost the end. Sorry for taking so long to do this, but I'm back now, and I will tell you now the end is near for this story. Haha, well, enjoy. Wow. Even in 2009, I've always been self-depreciative. Anyway, Chapter 9. Really? I put Rent in here? I'll be there and I'll cover you. The character on TV sang to his lover. Masame cuddled closer to Ren. They were sitting on the sofa, watching a DVD. Both were wrapped by the same blanket, which was big enough to cover both of them, but small enough to force them to sit closely to each other. Not like either had any objections, though. The couple had gone through quite a lot recently, and they were just thankful to have some time to rest from the drama. But they both knew that peace would not last long, not with Hiraga still around. Konorento na! But still, Masame thought, I don't want to pull the string, she sighed. It was me, Rent. Are you okay? Rent asked. I blame you, Aki. I said Rent instead of Ren. How shit. Okay, I can change this to the one that I like so much. Maybe this one. Or I don't think I know. Okay. Are you okay? Ren asked, wrapping his arm around her shoulder. Yeah, I am. Just a little cold, she said simply. She wasn't really lying anyway. Well, let me help you then, he said, pulling her closer to him, so that her head would be resting on his shoulder. She sighed contentedly, before pushing her thoughts to the back of her mind to focus on the movie and her new lover. The next day, Ren waved goodbye to Masame as he dropped her off at her classroom. She entered the room with a small smile on her face as she went straight to her seat to fix her things. On the other side of the room, Hiraga was about to explode. How the hell is he alive? She asked angrily, while still trying to keep her voice down. I don't know either. Maybe he isn't mortal, Sumi said innocently. The rest of the group stared at her for a few seconds, before shaking their heads and going back to the subject at hand. Well, since we can't seem to harm her boyfriend, we have to go to the next step. Tsune shrugged. Okay, I need to change again to... Let's go with Shibai. Her sister? Ryu asked as he flipped the coin repeatedly in an attempt to look cool. No surprise. Michino? Kyo added to make sure. Yes, her. Who else do you think I'm talking about? Her real sister's already dead, in case you've all forgotten. Why is she so messed up? Hey, easy, sugar, easy, Kyo said, placing his hands on his girlfriend's shoulders. She let out one long, exasperated sigh, before looking down at a piece of paper she was devising new schemes on. Sumi pointed to one with a simple, "How about this one?" Tsune nodded, as the group huddled to discuss. After a few minutes of deliberation, the group pulled away from the middle. Tsune grinned evilly as she said, "We'll do it tonight." Thanks for the fun night, sis! Masame giggled, hugging her best friend as they approached the crossing where they'd part. Thanks too! Love you! Michino answered before crossing the street. But for some reason, something felt very wrong. Masame looked around and saw a car speeding right towards Michino. "Nessa, look out!" she cried. Michino looked to her left and froze in shock as the car drove closer. Suddenly... Oh wait, I need to change this into the epic music. Not that one. Not that one. Not that one. Not that one. No. There, this one. Okay. Suddenly everything seemed to go in slow motion. Masame shouted again. Michino closed her eyes, and then, in another second, it was all over. Michino was on the other side of the street, with Ren's arm around her waist. Masame sighed in relief as the car kept going, without so much as slowing down to check on the situation. Ren quickly brought Michino to the other side to reunite with Masame, who was in near tears. "Nesan, are you alright?" she asked with worry, as the elder of the two nodded, before passing out. "Nesan!" Masame cried, before kneeling next to her. She's just a little traumatized. Yeah, just a little traumatized. Sure, Ren. I think we should bring her to our place, Ren said seriously. Masame nodded, and with that, they quickly transported to Masame's room. When there was no one around, teleporting seemed like a much simpler means of travel compared to taking the car. Masame looked around her room, and angrily snatched the doll from her dresser. "Masa," Ren said, trying to remind her of what would happen to her. She nodded. "I know, Ren, but she's gone way too far. First my family, and then you. Now Nesan. I've had much more than enough. Hiragatsune, you're going to hell!" Masame cried as she pulled the string. I wonder if I can find the "Hell girl, I will deliver your vengeance." You know what? No. Jigoku Shoujo Vengeance. Let's go with this. Wait, not that one. Not that one, not that one, not that one. Wait. What, there's a live action? Nah. I'm looking for a scene where somebody pulls the string. Maybe the one up here. Ah! No. Yeah, I know that one. Maybe this one? There we go. Wow, why is there a twinkle twinkle going on here? Seriously? There. That's not how it actually goes in the freaking... There, Hell's Ending. Let's go. Oh, pitiful shadow. Oh wait, no, but this already... Okay, you know what? Let's just read the thing. Sadly, I don't have the scarier music in here. It's just this one. So I'm just gonna go with Akli. No, but I wanna Jigoku Shoujo soundtrack. OST. There we go. Kakugo. Is it Kakugo maybe? Yeah, we can go with this one. Or Jigoku Nagashi. Yes, this one. Okay, we're looping this one. Yes, we're going with that one. Okay.
Come here! Come here! Why?
Okay. Okay, let's do that again. Let's do it again.
Choki! Don't ruin the moment, baby. Hey! Get over here. Oh, are you hyper? Are you zoomy? Zoomy? Are you zoomy doggy? Puchu. She's trying to destroy the comforter. Ah!
Okay, you know what? This will keep her pacified for a while. This should be fine. Okay, let's play this one.
I know, Ren, but she's gone way too far. First my family, and then you. No, Nessan? I've had much more than enough. Hiragatune, you're going to hell!
Masumi cried as she pulled the string.
I will deliver your vengeance.
One Yuda's voice rang out clearly as the doll flew out of her hands. Ai appeared in Masume's room and offered her hand.
Come with me,
she said. Masumi looked at Michino and then back at Ai, saying,
But what if she wakes up? I will freeze time for a little while. I think you deserve to watch this unfold.
Okay, I think I made that one's a little too loud. Okay. Or is it? Is it too loud? Oh no, it's not too loud. Okay. Actually, I don't think I have to loop it. I think I just let it play. I'll just pull it back a little bit.
You want to see this?
Where is this?
I think you deserve to watch this unfold,
She said as the three of them disappeared and the clock stopped ticking.
Bye, Tsuchan!
Sumi said cheerily as she and Ryu crossed the street. Hiraga smiled and waved goodbye, until she heard the sound of screeching tires. She screamed her best friend's name and watched as Sumi's body was mercilessly crushed by a truck. She rushed over to the bloody body and cried for her to wake up, which proved to be absolutely useless. Ryu stared at the mess in the cement before screaming at Tsune. You just let her die! I can't believe you! I thought we were best friends! He exploded before running towards a house that she recognized as her own. He had a tank of gas and poured it all over the walls, before dropping a lighter on the floor, setting the whole thing ablaze. She begged him to stop, and as she saw her parents begging to be freed, as the final addition, Ryu himself stepped into the flames before locking himself in the house. Tsune was helpless as she saw her home burn to the ground, along with another friend of hers and the rest of her family. She cried as the blazes naturally died out, leaving only 3 charred bodies crushed by debris. She heard another familiar voice and immediately recognized it as her boyfriend's. I think the volume's a little too loud. Is this the right one? Is Michiteku Yami a good one for this? Maybe not. Okay, so let's go to Kakugo. There. Turned around looking for comfort, but shouted once again at the sight before her. Babe, how could you? I thought you loved me, Kyo said as he fell to his knees, clutching the surrounding part of his chest that now had a knife lodged in it. Babe, what are you talking about? I would never... Tsune stopped mid-sentence as she saw the handle of the knife engraved with the name Hiraga. With that, Kyo fell to the ground, lifeless. Tsune screamed and clutched both sides of her head, begging for everything to just stop. Suddenly, everything was quiet. Tsune opened her eyes and found herself in a black abyss. 3 white figures approached her. Chalknut!
Hey! Come here.
On you go. Okay. There we go. She recognized them as Sumi, Ryu, and Kyo. They grabbed at her, begging for explanations. So, eto, ang kulit. Nag-hyper. Hindi, tumatakbo-takbo lang yan. Okay, let's go back to... Wait, what's Tsuruno? Let's check this. Oh yeah, let's go with this. Ah! No! Crap, I clicked refresh. Man, I love her eyes. Okay. Anyway, where am I? They grabbed at her, begging for explanations, clawing her arms and leaving deep... I don't know. Andito sa mesa na to, I think. Excuse me. Where am I? Clawing her arms and leaving deep wounds on them. 4 more white figures appeared and latched onto her limbs. It was the Yamaoka family's spirits. Get the hell off me! Get away! She screamed, pushing the demonic figures away to no avail. Stop! Wow, that was a squeak. Stop! She yelled, and suddenly found herself in a carriage with a mysterious woman. Who are you? Where are you taking me? Tsune asked the silent geisha. Honeona merely looked out the window as a response. Tsune did the same and yelped when she saw that the carriage was 100 feet in the air, and the wheel had a face of an old man. What the hell? Get me out of here! She said, standing up and reaching for the door.
I wouldn't do that if I were you.
She heard a young girl say. She looked behind her and saw a small girl in purple, sitting with a smile on her face. Her giant eyes squinted slightly as her smile grew.
It's a long way down, you know.
She giggled. Tsune realized she was right, and sat back down with a sigh. She looked at Kikuri with pitiful eyes and asked, Where are we going?
To your trial, silly.
She answered, happily kicking her feet back and forth. My trial? She repeated, before realizing her hands were tied together by a red, unbreakable string. What did I do? You should know, Hiraga. You should know, Hiraga. Ren suddenly appeared next to Honoona. Ichimoku? What the hell's going on here? She shouted at the familiar face. Oh, you'll see soon enough, he said as he lowered his head and opened the giant eye there. Where are we going? To your trial! Where am I? Hiraga yelled in horror, and suddenly found herself in a strange dark room filled with those demonic figures again. Hiraga Tsune, murderer. How do you plead? Honeona, now suddenly dressed in a suit, asked. What? No, I didn't... Not guilty! She defended. With those words, her 3 now demoniac friends grabbed her. She yelled the words not guilty once more, and the Yamaoka family came and grabbed her again. The Dora crossover we always needed! Jury, what is your decision? Hone asked the horde of Rens and Wanyudos in one side of the room. They all nodded, saying guilty at the same time. Honeona nodded before looking up. Mistress, your judgment. Hiraga looked up and gasped as a girl in a kimono appeared above her. Oh wait, I think this is supposed to play like once they're in the boat, right? Am I right? Oh yeah, no, yeah, this is fine. We can play that here. Okay. You have caused great pain and suffering, the girl said, her icy voice piercing Tsune. Your hollow soul drowns in your sins. I now stood in front of her. La, kulit mo daw eh. Akin na daw siya. Okay. I will show you what death is. She clutched Tsune's face with one hand and stretched out her other arm as the flowers from the sleeve devoured the sinister teen. She awoke on a boat in a dark, eerie body of water. The demonic figures were still latched onto her, tearing her apart piece by piece. She shrieked in horror as she saw her face in the water, bloodied and broken. She looked in front of her and saw Ai rowing the boat, with Ren and Masame sitting in front of her. You're playing some sick joke on me, aren't you? Get me out of here now, Yamaoka! She demanded. Masame and Ren could only chuckle. This is no joke, Hiraga. You're going to hell, where you belong, Masame said with a tone of superiority and achievement. No! No! You're not taking me anywhere! She protested and tried to get up, before the demons pulled her back down, and pretty much chained her down to the boat with their own bones. No! No! She cried again as I continued to row them under the arc. Sayonara? Wrong voice. Excuse me. Sayonara, Hiragatsune. Masame nearly cackled as Ren brought her to a nearby rock formation where Honeona, Wanyudo, and Kikuri were standing. Tsune continued to protest as I brought her to the other side of the arch. You're coming with me. We're going to hell. With one last scream and the chime of a bell, Hiraga disappeared forever in the dark oblivion of hell. Oh my god! I timed that perfectly with the music! What the hell? Objection! Japan doesn't have a jury system and all verdicts are decided by the judge. Trust me, I play Ace Attorney. I'm basically... And then, insert the bell, the sing! I don't know where to find it right now, so... Written when I was high. This is fake. I've never been high in my life, but you know what I mean. All according to Keikaku or Kaikaku. Ah! I like that! All according to Kaikaku. Chapter 11, Closure. Okay, we play... this one. Here you go, the closure. I really enjoyed writing this, even though it took me quite some time. I hope you enjoyed reading this as well. Light in the Dark, Chapter 10, Closure. Masame sat down next to her bed, where Michino was still fast asleep. She was soon joined by Ren, Ai, Honeona, Wanyudo, and Kikuri. Ai approached her and put a hand on her shoulder. Ai-chan, what's going to happen now? Masame asked, putting her hand on top of the other pale one. The contract has been fulfilled, was all she said. Masame pulled at her collar with her free hand as she glanced at the hell symbol now imprinted on her. She sighed and let go before looking at the group. Will I ever see you guys again? Well, I don't know about them, but I will try to visit as much as I can. Please, keep the house. I left you my money in the safe in my room. It's not like I'm gonna need it anyway, Ren said, walking over to his koibito! Oh my god, and me. What the... Why? Why did I... Oh my god. Walking over to his koibito. Are you... Ew. Ay, wait, sila na. I mean... Yeah! But they never kissed yet. But they did say I love you. When Ren almost died. I mean, he did die, and then he came back. Thank you, Ren. She stood up and embraced him lovingly. He hugged her back tightly, as if never wanting to let go. Suddenly, they heard a small groan from Michino, who was finally starting to wake up. To his koibito! I forgot I wrote it, okay? Oh my god, it's gross. Masame Sati pulled away from her boyfriend's arms and rushed to the bed. Ne-san, can you hear me? Masame? Michino stirred as she sat up slowly, rubbing her eyes. What happened? She asked before looking at Ren. Oh, right. I almost got hit by a car, but you saved me. Thank you so much, Ren-kun. She smiled gratefully. He merely nodded and smiled back before she noticed everyone else in the room. What's everyone doing here? She asked before noticing the new mark on Masame's collarbone. Masa-chan, you didn't. Masame only nodded. I'm sorry, Ne-san, but she's done way too much. I'm just glad that she's finally gone. She smiled weakly. But that means you... I know. But it's okay. As long as I finally stopped her. She shrugged before Michino embraced her tightly. Ne-san, relax. I'm not going to hell until after I die naturally. She giggled. For some reason, it didn't seem to bother her all that much Masame then stood up and turned to face the group. She then walked over to them, and they shared their first and last group hug. She pulled away with a tear in her eye. She then walked over to Ai and took her hands. If I never get to see you again, I just want to let you know now. You are amazing, and I will never regret meeting you. Ai smiled. I would like to thank you, Yamaoka Masame. You have taught me to smile again. You have also taught me what friendship is, she said, looking to her helpers with that same smile still on her lips. Before she knew it, Masame's arms were wrapped tightly around her small body. Ai, although quite shocked, found herself returning the action. Awkwardly, at first, but later on, she had tightly wrapped her arms around her friend. Finally, they pulled apart. Thank you. All of you, Masame said, looking at each of them. Ren stepped in front of her again, stealing another sweet embrace. I love you, Masame, he said sincerely. I did. He repeated. Her arms wound themselves around him. I love you too, Ren. I love you so much, she answered. He pulled away a little and grabbed both sides of her face, before bringing it closer and connecting their lips for the first time. She wrapped her arms around his neck and kissed back passionately. Honeona, Wanyudo, and Michino smiled at the couple, while Kikuri stuck her tongue out in disgust. I leaned back on the dresser and just looked at the two, with the slightest hint of a smile gracing her face as well. Finally, the lovers broke apart and shared one more embrace before Ren walked over to the rest of his family. They bid the two girls farewell before they disappeared in a quick flash. Masame walked over to Michino and embraced her. Finally, there was peace in their life once more. The end? Question mark? The story can actually end here, but if you want more, wait for the epilogue. So yeah, it's up to you. If you want to end the story there, you can end it there. But me, with my self-serving ways, made this epilogue. Like I said at the end of chapter 10, it can end there, it can end here. You decide. Light in the Dark chapter epilogue. Ever since Hiraga's disappearance, Hyo, Ryu, and Sumi never caused trouble for anyone again, in fear of having the same fate as their leader. Hyo stayed single to prove he honestly cared for Tsune. People questioned Ren's disappearance, but Masame just claims that he moved abroad suddenly. She continued schooling and paying for the house using the money Ren left her. As promised, Ren visited her every so often to give her a little more cash and to check if she was doing okay. Their love remained strong. A few years passed, and Masame fell gravely ill. It turns out that the fumes she inhaled from the house fire had some hidden long-term effects on her respiratory system. Simp! Honestly. As she lay on the hospital bed, with only Michino by her side, she thanked her sister for everything she had done for her. She looked at her mark and smiled, saying only one thing before she died. Ai-chan, take me. Michino, devastated, gave Masame a beautiful burial. In her will, Masame left the house to Michino and her family. Michino's family moved to the bigger house and took care of it for Masame. When Masame died, she found herself in a familiar boat, with Ai sitting in front of her. So I'm going to hell now? Masame asked simply. Ai surprisingly shook her head. He has other plans for you, apparently, Ai said as the boat suddenly appeared in the eternal twilight's pond. Ai stood up and offered her hand to Masame. She quickly took it and led her to the house, particularly to the spider. Both Ai and Masame bowed before it as he spoke.
Yamaoka Masame, you have proven to be such a different being from the rest. Therefore, you shall spend your life sentence here, with them, was all he said before disappearing in a quick white flash. Masame found herself in a white kimono lined with purple flowers on the edges, with a red ribbon tied around her wrist. Her long brown hair was free-flowing, with only one simple clip holding half of it back. She heard some familiar voices and turned around to see the whole gang. She ran over and hugged each of them, before giving Ren a long sweet kiss. At that moment, I got an email. She brought her client to the giant tree in the twilight
and briefed him on what he was getting himself into. He nodded and accepted the consequences. With that, I turned around and faced the four under the shade. "Masame," she called. "Hi," she answered and tied the ribbon from her wrist around her neck. She quickly changed into a lavender doll in Ai's hand, and I lent her to the new client. The end. Okay, that's really it. Thank you to all who supported me, and I hope you enjoyed Light in the Dark. Happy New Year. There you go. And here, I will show you all of the reviews. Really, really well written. I usually don't bother with OC pairings, but this was great. I loved how Masame and Ren will be with each other forever. 2015. Sadly, I laughed whenever the knife appeared in our beloved Ren's gut with the thought, this is the most hilarious cosmic joke, second to someone asking the Hell site to send Ai to Hell. Been there, done that, he's already dead, girl. I cried when he actually did die. And just curious, but could you make a sequel? I'm curious as to what Masame's new powers are. 2012. Yeah. After like a month of being in his doll form. Woohoo, happy ending. Shared the first kiss. Masame's going to hell. No. Great, now the four sinister evils are going after the sister-like friend. Don't they have to give up? That's just wrong. For once I'm on the brat side, you should tell her when you just work. LOL! Mission completed. Kikari's a troublemaker. Interesting. Oh no, and she's the only survivor. I began to love Daichi and Masame. What the? People are just watching and then walking away? There's gotta be something wrong with this town. Kinda. This is awesome. I love Masame and the Hell Girl. And the serious Hell Girl. I love this. I was expecting a different ending, but also half expecting and half hoping that somehow she could come to work with Ai and everyone. Nice story. The sad parts were really sad though. It was good. Huh? It's finished? No! Oh well, it's a wonderful story. Thank you for finishing it. Happy New Year to you as well. Love the story. Always will, and I will always come back to reread it. Parrotnin. Aww. Question mark? Description is in the flow of words that create imagery. All I've seen is dialogue with perhaps paragraph description in each chapter. I'm willing to sit through the endless dialogue, but what I need you to know are the three things about your writing. Flow. Yeah, no, I felt bad when I first read this, but now that I'm actually a more proper writer, yeah, this is all completely correct. Like, holy crap. Love the story, no, I don't want much of the time. Masamen's like, also, Masame so kawaii! Oh my god. So yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it has a serious lack of description, honestly. If ever I try to rewrite this, I really want to do it justice. But yeah. And ended in a damn rude place! What a way to come back! This is the one where I killed him. Ah, goodness. Yeah, there, so... Yeah! Yeah, there. That's the story. It took us like 3 hours to get through it. But yes, I hope you all enjoyed that, because that was hell for me. So yeah, this is my fanfic account. I have Phoenix Write Stuff, Rent, and Hellgirl, and the one crossover of Mega Man and Harvest Moon, but this is definitely the absolute worst one. Okay, like, this is the absolute worst thing I've ever written. So we're not going to open that. But yes, this was hell for me. I think that the ones this one that I wrote, the Phoenix Wright one-shot, was not so bad. Oh no, it wasn't the one-shot, I'm sorry. It was 5 chapters. This one's not so bad. This one was horrible. This one's a one-shot. This one, yeah, the Phoenix Wright ones were okay. But yeah, as you can see, like, the Hellgirl one's the one that got the most faves, most reviews, and all that stuff. I didn't know showing off could be hell. It's so bad! Come on! Ugh. Yeah. There. Meanwhile, if you check out... Wait, Archive of Our Own... Kaika Hana. There. See? If you go to this one instead, if you... Oh, yes. Sorry, AO3. See? If you go to this one instead, this Tekken one on AO3, this was written this year, it's actually written well! So... yes. I have fulfilled my promise. I have made good on my promise. And I never want to read that story out loud again. Okay, but I did promise you guys some cringe, so allow me to make this thing... Oh, God. I will show you the worst thing ever. Where did I put music on this one? There, it's this one. And once again, why can I not? Oh my goodness. Let me select the, oh my god. Why can I not pick music? I mean, pick, bleh. Okay, I have to show this one because I'm only gonna do this chapter, and that's it. Because this is not a finished story, but this is the one that I really cringe at the most. Holy crap. This one is absolutely horrible. ASVBGNG_G and feature equals related. Let's see if this link still exists. Okay, yes, it does. Perfect. Okay, so before I get into this is a crossover of Mega Man and Harvest Moon, because this specific guy looks like Zero to me. There, you see this guy? You see this guy? I feel like he looks like Zero. Okay. So the premise was this guy is actually Zero in disguise. And then you, the farmer girl, she looks like Iris. So, yeah, that's what I was going for. It was supposed to be a Zero X Iris thing in a way, but not really. And then, like, there was somebody, the gate was coming after Zero and chased him into his quiet farm life, and just, yeah, okay. So anyway, the skies were a deep orange that made it look like it was almost evening. There was a strange purple glow that turned on and off, surrounding everything and anything in its path. The eerie glow made all her hair stand on end and her whole body shiver from head to toe. I don't know why it's centered! Suddenly she heard a weak and exhausted-sounding moo coming from the barn. She remembered her animals and ran to the chicken coop in the barn. All of her animals, from the chickens to the sheep, the cows, were all ill. Chickens could barely cluck and just lay on their sides, gasping for air. The cows and sheep had bloodshot eyes and they could barely stand up to walk. Not able to bear the sight, she ran off to check on her horse and her dog. To her dismay, they had gone mad and they released their fury on anything in their way. Tried to walk over to tame them, but was knocked over by her own horse. She then noticed something that looked like a slash mark on both of their bodies. Tears welled up in her eyes and she ran out of the ranch and into the western town, hoping to find answers. The purple glow had captured this part of the island too. Yeah, no, I'm not even gonna continue this. Fuck it. Yeah. Now, the idea was, yeah, Zero is Vaughn, and Chelsea is supposed to be like a reincarnation of Iris or something. Anyway, we're not even gonna do that anymore. I should play Sunshine Islands. Is that the only HMSOS game where the opposite gender appears in the... I think it might be. Yeah, right? Because like if you play as Mark, then Chelsea shows up, and if you play as Chelsea, then Mark shows up. I find that very interesting. I really need to find the rest of my cartridges because I got my 3DS to work again. So I've been thinking of eventually doing 3DS streams, but since there's no like easy way for me to stream my 3DS, it's going to be scuffed hand cams. Like it's just gonna be like a hand cam. Like I'm gonna be playing it, and you're just gonna see my hands actually playing on the DS. I feel like that would be a fun stream idea. So yeah. Okay. So yeah, there. I have made good on my promise. I need to make good on my other promise of making my first ASMR video. I still need to write a script for that. But yes, I hope you enjoyed my pain. I hope you enjoyed my cringe. I hope you got what you wanted. So I'm just gonna put that away now. Okay. Let's go over to the talkie room for a bit. Wow, I am so out of place. Hello. Please climb back into the chair. Okay, so... God. There are so many choices I made there that I definitely no longer agree with. Chucky, when did you get on the floor, baby? Huh? Oh, okay, good.
You finally ate your food. At midnight! Good job. Anyway. So, as I mentioned, I just got a job offer. I just signed it, and I'm now working on all the documents that I need to, you know, finalize everything and start my job. I will be starting on next week. So, the next few days, I might not stream as much because I will try to go all in on finishing up the rig. Because I'm worried about how busy it might become once I actually do start working. So I want to get the rig out of the way to make sure that, you know, things are good. Because that's the only thing I have left to do for the redebut. I haven't finished my rig, but everything else is ready. And yeah, of course I'll still be streaming every now and then, but at the moment it'll just be a bit sporadic while I try to finish up everything I need. And yeah. And then of course, once the redebut is coming closer, we'll start streaming more often again, obviously. And then once redebut actually happens, we will have proper schedules. And hopefully by that time, that'll already be like more than a month of me in the job. So hopefully by then I'd already be able to adjust to whatever my new lifestyle is gonna be like. PNG tuber redebut? No! It has to be an actual moving model. I have to finish her. So yeah, those are the life updates. And yeah, if you guys want to just chat me up or whatever, you can always chat me up on Discord or on Twitter. Yeah. I'll do my best to still upload more content. Even if I don't have lives. But I'll also do my best to do lives. But yes, anyway. Honestly, I will miss this model. I will admit. I am going to miss this model. But this has been a long time coming. This has been like, what, 2 years in the making for this redebut. So I'm really looking forward to this. I'm really looking forward to actually seeing this vision of ours actualized. So yeah, thank you very much for putting up with all of that cringe. I hope you had fun, because I didn't. Anyway, yes. So I'm gonna wrap it up here, and I'll see you guys next time. I'm not quite sure yet when next time will be, but there will be one, obviously. So yeah. Yes. I will see you guys in the next stream. Otsu, Kaika. Everybody, thank you very much for coming by. I hope you have a nice day. Or night. Whatever. Depends on wherever you are in the world. To those in the freedom side of the world, happy Independence Day. Yeah. And yes. I'll see you guys next time. I'll maybe see if I'm free enough on Sunday to do... Maybe I'll just do like a Zatsudan while I'm rigging or something. I don't know. We'll see. It depends. But yes. I have a lot of things that I'm working on right now. So, yeah. Anyway, wish me luck on all the rest of the shit I gotta do. And yes. Thank you very much for dropping by. I'll see you all next time. Otsu, Kaika!